Hello, I'll just check on YouTube to see how long it takes to come through.
It says we're 9 seconds in, so we must be in. Hello, everybody.
Mine's still, my YouTube's still waiting.
Okie dokie.
Oh, there we are. Yes, we're definitely live now.
Excellent, excellent.
There we go.
What do you think of my house, Gary, and decorations?
It's looking very smart, mate. Very
Took
good
me
indeed.
ages.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, are you going for the neighbourhood prize for the best Christmas decorations this year? Are you?
Yeah, probably win again, I expect.
You probably will. Yeah, it's a burden you have to bear. Hello, everybody. I believe we are now live, as far as I can tell. Yeah, Steve just had a little bit of an adventure. His mic stand broke, so he had to fabricate one out of a whiskey tin.
How about that?
That's a proper MacGyver whiskey, proper MacGyver mic stand there. Nice one, nice one.
It actually works quite well.
Yeah, it's better than the original. You should patent it. Either that or just drink more whiskey. Hello, everyone. So, we've got Liddy, we've got Ken, we've got Howie, we've got Glenn. Hello, Glenn. Christopher. Oh, hello, Christopher. Yeah, good man. Yeah, because Christopher figured out what time that was in his part of the States. Nice job. Yeah, Blake and Mike. Hello, Mike Hatswell. Mike. Oh, yeah, good. Yeah. Who else we got? Oh, we got Jim Sadler. Hello, Jim. Slow Rider. Hello. Have we got everyone so far? Oh, Stefan's there. Hello, Stefan.
I think that's the first time that Blake's actually got the time right, isn't it? Because normally he tunes in an hour later. Rather than tuning in his time, yeah.
Oh, well, good man. Yeah, you got the hang of it in the end, Blake. Peter Holland. Hi, Pete. Nice to see you. Yeah, good. So most of the crew are already there, I would imagine. Seems like most of the crew are there. And yeah, right, Steve. So without further ado, I'm going to get started on this bloody job.
And I am going to get started on this. Now, I need to make you aware I am not a whiskey drinker. I've drunk most of that with Coke.
That's a double. Somebody tell me that's just a double. It's not even a lot.
That's a lot for me. That is pretty horrendous, whichever way round it is. Yeah, so I'm not a whiskey drinker, so I'm certainly not drinking that stuff, thank goodness.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's not coming out of the bottle, so I might have to give it a shake.
Yeah.
it's like bloody custard.
Has it gone off, is it?
No, it's just bloody not very liquid.
Yeah. Yeah, you can keep that.
There we go. Here it comes. Yeah, it is. It looks like vanilla custard.
Oh, look at that. Oh my god. Wow. Just pretend it's banana milkshake. That'll be easier.
Yeah. Where's the pint line? I've got to do it. I can't cheat. That's the line.
I think the pint line's right at the top, isn't it?
Nope, that's there.
Oh, okay.
The camera's
oh, yeah.
Yeah. See, no cheating here, boy.
No.
Oh, we better give the punters a quick squiz at our Christmas jumpers.
Oh, yes. I have a pug on mine. And you got a little dancing one. Oh, I haven't put my tie on.
Oh, that's true. Tie. I forgot my silly hat. Hang on, that's not allowed, is it? Hang on. Better get the silly hat as well.
There we go. Oh, you can't see it because it's green. Oh, dear.
You can tell how professional we are.
That's not good. Oh, that's not good, is it? Oh, well. Now, what had meant to happen was you push this button up here and the lights come on. But it doesn't work. It's only like £2 from Wilco. So, yeah, what do you expect? It's probably made in, well, normal places. Oh, you can't see it. It's no point me wearing it, really, is there?
Yeah. Well, that was the trouble.
Oh, you got a hat, look.
Yeah. So I can't have the green screen today because my jumper goes see-through because it's got green on it. So
Yeah,
You'll have to admire my bookcase today.
that's all right. Yeah, there's no point me wearing this tie, really, is there? Doing nothing, is it? Let's take it off. It's crap. I only bought that for the show.
Oh, God damn it. Yeah, that's the trouble. I only bought this for the show, and then I didn't think, oh, hang on, green on a green screen, that's not going to go well. And it didn't.
No.
Right then, dude. So, yeah.
Yeah, cheers, real mucker.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Ugh. Oh, I thought you were down on it then. He loves it, look. God. He loves that stuff. Goodness me.
Oh, God, that is sweet.
Yeah. Not my type of drink.
No, I don't think it's anybody's type of drink.
Yeah. How are you? Ask about the mini mics. Yeah, I've only got one. I'm going to get another one. And I tried it out on Sunday on the Saddlebags ride. And it's brilliant. It's really, really good. You can't get the adjustment that you can on the others. But yeah, it's a game changer for me because I can put it in my helmet now as well. So yeah, it's really good. Really pleased with it.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the comments. Glenn's only got Bardolino in the house, so he's wimping out a bit, but that's all right. We'll let you off.
It's all right.
Oh, hello, Martin. Martin Trafford's there. Hello, Martin. Sorry, you snuck in under the radar there. No mojitos tonight. No, unfortunately. I'm stuck with this
there was.
Wonderful beverage here.
It looks like it's going down quite well, Gary, anyway. We'll be finishing in about 2 minutes, I think.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's great. And I'm just thinking the sooner I get it behind me, the sooner I can go onto the single malt. Yeah. Good man. Do you want to swap? Hang on. Put it through the camera. Put it through. Come on. There you go.
Is it going to work?
It's not working.
No.
It's not working.
No. Hey, bit of a funny topic, actually. StreamYard, this streaming software that we use, I've been paying £16 a month for it. I put it on on freeze for 3 months. Then it started up again. I got charged 16 quid for the first month, and now they've put it up to 45 quid. I got a bill for. From now on.
It's funny you should say that. It's funny you should say that because I just today I got a renewal for my VPN. And they've doubled the price, and I'm just like,
really?
What? Yeah. And I went on their website, and they don't. Like, I looked at all of the packages that they do, and not one of them comes out anywhere close to what they've charged me. I think what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to cancel it, and then rejoin, and then you'll get the new pricing. I think you're a sucker if you just let it renew automatically. They just rip you off. So I've sent them an angry email, see what they say about it. But if not, I should just cancel it and then start again at a cheaper price. Screw
I sent an email as well, and they haven't even sent one back. So I'm just going to dump it, to be honest. There is another one that you can use. I don't know much about it, but I'm going to look into another one.
I think Creative does one as well. You know, the camera people, the webcam people.
Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. God, bloody hell, that's strong. I'm not...
But then again, see, this free version's not bad, is it? I mean, it's good enough for what I need.
Oh, it's fine, mate. Yeah, but I mean, it was just nice for me because you get the other packs, like you can play. Can you play video in the free one?
No.
You see, I got the intro, which I like to play the video on. So yeah, I'll have to see how it goes. It's a shame though because it works so well.
Oh, actually. They did just say that's new. When I start the live stream, I can queue up a video, and I can also queue a video at the end, and that was with the free version.
Oh, okay.
So log in with the free version sometime and give that a go. But
yes.
I did have the option before I went live. I did have the option. It didn't go live straight away. It said, "Do you want to play an intro?" And of course, I haven't got one, so I said no. But yeah, that might be included in the free version now because they recently changed their whole arrangement.
Oh, that's good. Well, I'll try that then. Yeah, and it's going to cost me nothing then, because at the moment, I mean, the channel costs me about 70 quid a month to run, I reckon, with all the bits that I've got going on, music and, you know.
Same here, really, yeah. Because at the time you think, oh, that's only once a year. Yeah, go on, it'll be worth it over the year. But then it all adds up, doesn't it?
It does. It does add up. Yeah.
You end up spending all the money YouTube gives you on doing YouTube, basically.
Yeah, you do. And let's face it, this time of year, the money isn't there anyway. It isn't in the summer, let alone in the winter. I mean, it's pretty dire at the moment, isn't it? Not many people are tuning in. So, lovely to hear from you all in the side chat, though. It's always lovely, isn't it, when they come along and
they're all saying hello to each other and having a chat amongst themselves. Quinn wants to know what your whiskey was.
I showed him just now. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
That one there, Quinn.
No, I'm going well. Look at that.
Yeah, you're doing all right. That's good. That's good. Have you got to the point where you drunk so much that you're starting to enjoy it now, or is it still pretty? Yeah.
It's probably rotting my teeth as we speak.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to enjoy whiskey, and oh shit, something knocks over. I'm trying to enjoy the whiskey, but I struggle with it unless I put Coke with it. I don't, which
you can't put Coke with that. That's sacrilege.
I know. I got told off by a friend of mine.
Johnny Walker Red Label. You can put Coke in that. That's the only way to drink it.
Yeah.
But yeah, not with the Ardmore.
No.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
It was actually Quinn that told me off actually for doing that. So
I'll tell you what, my stomach has started to rumble. That's slightly concerning.
It might be a quick show tonight then.
Yeah, it could well be. What have we got here? Hang on. StreamYard got sold. Ah, there you go. StreamYard got sold.
Oh, did it?
Blake. Yeah. Oh, hang on. No, it just moved up the list. There we go. StreamYard got sold. And it was bought by Dude Bros. Okay.
All right. That explains that then. Everything. They get you in all angles these days, don't they? Everything's gone up silly, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot. That's with a lot of these free softwares, isn't it? They put a watermark on it. But I do find that I mean, when you told me about it, I thought, oh, I better subscribe to StreamYard. But when I tried the free version, I thought, well, actually, that's all right. I mean, yeah, it would be nice to remove the logo at the top there, but
yeah,
I
think for me it was mainly the videos, because I used to have. Well, like you, I had you on one time, didn't I? Where I put the videos up and some of your videos and other people's videos during the show. And that's quite handy. It does make for a good show. But, I'm not paying 45 quid a month for it. No chance.
Yeah, but, with my hard drive, the state of my hard drive, I'm not sure I should be putting up. I'm not sure I should be putting up videos.
Yeah, exactly that.
What's happened? It's happened again. Hang on, it's happened again.
You still got that bug, haven't you?
Yeah,
it's a new hard drive.
I mean, if I had the ability to play videos, can you imagine? I get demonetized in a flash.
I reckon you get more comments.
Yeah,
get more custom.
Get more views as well. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike's on the Macallan. There we go. Good whiskey, that is. Excellent stuff. Yeah. Lily likes the cider. You like the cider, don't you?
I do like cider. Yeah, I really like cider. Yeah, my favourite is Thatcher's Haze. I like the hazy sort of cider from the pumps. Of course, you can't beat it. It's wonderful, lovely stuff. But,
people were saying I might need. People were saying I might need a bucket. If I do, I'm beginning to think they might be right. Although I've usually got tin guts, but yeah, it's having an effect. Let's put it that way.
Right. You wait till tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, Aussie Biker Dude's popped in. Hiya, mate. Nice to see you. Thank you for that, Clive. We know it's silly time for you. He's just on his way to work. Right, good.
What's Mike said down the bottom there, Gary? Steve, you need to be educated to Speyside whiskey. Okay.
Yeah. I got some Speyside. waiting in the cupboard if I survive this eggnog. Can you see
Never
Ruby?
heard
Look,
of it.
There's Ruby mooching
Hello,
about in the
Ruby.
background. Oh, she's gone back to sleep, I think. Oh, she's gone in a basket.
Going to find some sausages.
Yeah. So, anyway, I thought what we'd do for this show was sort of have a little talk about, as the year comes to a close, what were our main thinking points, talking points for this year? How do we feel about this year as a whole?
Yeah. All right. You starting, me or you?
No, you, because I'm still working here.
All right.
Carry on.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, for me, it's been. I got a video coming out soon. I don't know who knows what and whatever, but I've been renovating my father-in-law's old house to basically be rented out. It's proved a disaster. It's causing all sorts of problems with getting a mortgage and sorting things out and getting a buy-to-let insurance and things like that. Turned out to be an absolute pain in the ass. I've got a video coming up about it, but it's, to be honest, ever since father-in-law died, it's been pretty crap, to be honest with you, in many ways. Yeah, but so on that side, personal and my work situation's been abysmal this year. It's been first year I've been struggled for money, to be honest. I bet you wish you never asked now.
Well, no, it's like you keep putting it down on the show. You know, knock yourself out.
It's what it is. Yeah. But the YouTube side, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, it's kept me going. Like, you know, it's kept a smile on my face. All the people in the side chat, you know, that I'm in contact with, have been fantastic in so many ways. Like,
I mean, it's almost like you can't really have both go well, isn't it? Because like I've got the opposite. I've got the opposite situation where I've been like really working a lot, and then really struggling to find time to make videos. You know,
yes.
So it's really. I'd say it's almost impossible to have the right sort of work YouTube balance. It's either one way or the other.
I don't know how I do it. I really don't. I guess because I'm doing it every single night of the week, whether it's answering comments or doing, I don't know. It's a lot to do, Gary, isn't it? You know, the actual filming, there's a lot to do. The editing is massive, and then you've got all the other boring bits in behind the scenes.
Yeah, I mean, the editing's ridiculous because you go, right, oh, this should be quite an easy one to make. I'm going to sit down tonight. I've got all the files on the computer already. We're good to go. I'm going to knock this one together in 2 hours. Job done. You know, 3 days later, you're still working on it, and you've ended up spending about 20 hours on the bloody thing.
And I think what people don't realise really is that it's not the editing and making the film that kind of takes the time. Another part of it is when you upload it to YouTube. You got to do your thumbnails, the description, which I use AI anyway because it's easier because I can't.
Oh, do you really? I've not noticed that, Steve.
You brought that up this week, didn't you?
Yeah.
And in the thumbnail and that, and even that takes what, an hour? Do you reckon? Maybe by the time you go through all the end screens and this, that, and the other.
Maybe. I don't know, 15, 20 minutes for me, but you probably do a lot more. You probably do a lot more links and things in your video description than I do.
Hashtags.
I just write some load of garbage and upload it.
Yeah.
Job done.
Yeah. And that's why I try and use tools to help me out to do that. And AI is one of the things which is helping me a bit. But it does go wrong if I don't check it. Sometimes I can review a Honda and it will end up being a description for an Enfield or something, so
I don't know. I'm not a fan of AI really, because it's I don't know, some of it's total crap. I did a quick I think it was ChatGPT. I needed the specs for the Gorilla for a video, and I thought I'll just get the specs for the Gorilla and then I'll just copy and paste it into my video. And so I went on ChatGPT or something, said, can you give me the full specs for the Royal Enfield Gree at 450? And I got this wonderful long text, and apparently it's got like 70 horsepower and it's got a very smooth multi-cylinder engine. Just thought, for God's sake. So I thought, scrap that. So I don't know how. I'd watched I think it was an official Royal Enfield video, and they had it up on screen, and I kind of nicked it from there. But
okay.
So I thought, the trouble is you can't assume that it's going to be right. If you put your faith in this AI garbage, you're leaving yourself wide open to somebody actually taking the time to read it and go, well, that's not right. It's got 27 millimeters of suspension travel, not 45.
Yeah. I mean, you do have to proofread it. There's no doubt about it, and that's where I go wrong sometimes. Sometimes I'm right at the end and I'm rushing it through, and I'm I've got these other things to do or work stuff to do, and I get to the end, and then it's not until you pulled me up a couple times on it, where you sort of said, oh, it's a funny description. I look at it, I'm like, oh God, wrong bike. But yeah, you got to keep an eye on it. But overall, for me, it's ideal. And we have to remember as well that it's also good for, the search as well, because part of your description is with the search, isn't it? Yeah, search is with the description. Yeah. So, it's good for that. But I can't. You're great at typing, Gary. I'm not. I'll take ages to do a proper description.
Yeah, I mean, my main issue with it is, like, as you said, really, if you do use it, you have to proofread it and fact check it. So if I've got to proofread it and fact check it, by the time I've done that, I've almost written it myself anyway. So you know, unless you're going to just blindly use it and go, oh, that'll be all right. I don't think it's going to save me a hell of a lot of time, so I just don't bother with it. But
yeah. That's fair enough.
Yeah, that's right, Clive. We all need to win lotto so we can quit our jobs.
Please.
And just do YouTube. Just do YouTube all the time.
Oh, yeah. But that's one of the good things with YouTube, and I've said this to other people before, that even if I was a multi-millionaire, I would still do YouTube. That's how much, that I enjoy it. And I'm sure you're the same.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, I'd need some sort of a hobby anyway, because if I just had money all the time and nothing to do, I'd go mad. So yeah, it would be a good little thing to keep you grounded and being productive and useful in society.
Keep the brain ticking. Yeah, definitely.
Otherwise, you'd just be sat at home in front of your Christmas decorations. God, this is sweet. Drinking whiskey, and we can't have that. So no, you keep doing YouTube.
No. I think I've reached a point. It's actually starting to be tolerable now.
It's always good. I always say with any new whiskey, particularly, don't judge it on the first glass. You have to judge it on the second, because the first glass quite often feels harsh. But by the second go, you notice that it's actually quite complex, and you start to notice it's not harsh at all. So yeah. Stick with it. You'll get to like it eventually. Like I'll probably get. No, I won't.
That's why I didn't buy any of that stuff, because I've had it before. I don't like it. But, Gary, can I ask, what's the score with your Guerrilla then? Is that, have you got a date for it yet, or?
Oh yeah, I've got to tell you about my year in a minute. But yeah, anyway, that's right. We're all
Saddlebags.
Hello, is Jeff turned up, has he?
Yeah. Bloody late.
Oh, there he is. Evening, Jeff. Evening. No, I haven't. But of course, I'm trying to get my bauble in an aesthetically pleasing place.
I'm having to go at Jeff being late because I had a bit of an issue on Sunday, but you'll see what happened on.
Oh right.
On my video.
Oh right.
On Sunday.
You turned up fashionably late, did you?
Yes, very much so.
Right, okay. Yeah. No, I made the classic mistake, didn't I, of saying that I told them they don't need to rush with it. I'm not in any hurry to get it. So I'm not getting it.
Yeah. Right.
I think they said that they were going to register it this week. So I assumed that might mean it might be ready tomorrow. They might get in touch tomorrow and ask if they can deliver it tomorrow. But I would think tomorrow, if not tomorrow, beginning of next week for sure.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do, because I've got other videos to make, as soon as I've got the bike, this is an exclusive for everybody that's here. As soon as I've got the bike, I'll make sure on that very same day, provided it's not pissing or rain, I should just do a short. I should just put up a short so people can see the bike right away. And it might be a couple of weeks, what with Christmas coming up as well, before I actually get a proper on the road video with it. But I'll definitely do a short on the delivery day. I'll put that up on the channel, so at least people will get to see the bike when it's finally here. And then obviously over Christmas, I'll hopefully get a video made with it, and then that will come out at a later date. So yeah, that's the plan at the moment.
Am I right in saying that the writing was pretty much on the wall when you went for the test ride? Because when you went for that test ride, I thought, he's going to get that. He's going to buy one.
No, not really. Not really, because I was... God, this stuff. Not really, because, as you know, I didn't like the vibes on the Himalayan 450, so I thought the Guerrilla was not going to be any different. I thought that was going to be just as bad. And so I kind of went in there thinking, if it's vibey like the Himalayan was, then not interested. And then I was very surprised to find it was a lot less. It was a lot better than the Himalayan was.
Did you ever ask why that was?
I don't think anybody really knows whether they... I mean, obviously different bars. Maybe they found a better way to mount the bars, you know, than they did on the Himalayan. Because basically the vibes on the Himalayan were through the bars and the pegs and the tank.
Yes.
And on the Guerrilla, it's really, you only notice them through the feet, really, through the pegs, not through the bars at all. So I don't know whether they've managed to isolate the bars from the frame a bit better.
Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, that was really decisive for me, because once that was a non-issue, I did start seriously thinking that it could actually be a fun bike to have.
Yeah. Yeah, I still haven't tried it yet. I know that I'm going to like it. I mean, everybody that's ridden it has said it's a good bike. And funny enough, Jim Sadler sat on one. He's quite tall. He's 6. Oh, he must be 6'4", I would imagine. And he said it was quite comfortable for him. You know, he's a tall chap. So it's a bike for tall people as well, for a change.
Yeah, that surprises me a little bit, because I've got a 30-inch inside leg, and I did feel that my legs were quite scrunched up because the pegs are quite high and the seat's quite low.
Okay.
So I'm surprised that tall people don't feel cramped up. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm not flexible enough. Because I feel like it was a comfortable bike, but I definitely feel like after a couple of hours, my legs would start to give me a bit of grief, and I'd need to stretch my legs out.
Jim has just said actually that was with the high seat that he tried. So
oh right,
yeah, that
is I don't know. Is the standard seat height adjustable like it is on the Himalayan, or is that not possible?
I think
the Himalayan had a range of adjustment. Yeah, it had a range of adjustment, didn't it? Because if I put it up an inch, if I could put it up an inch, that would probably make the difference for me.
Yeah.
Oh, James, Ainsworth Rider. Yeah, look, James, you're slacking. He's missed the beginning. Hiya, James. Nice to see you.
That was the best bit.
Yeah. It was the beginning. No. Yeah, you'll have to watch it. You have to watch it video on demand now, James. See what you missed.
No, Jim's saying it's a different seat altogether. Oh, right. I didn't know that, Jim.
Yeah, it is a different seat, but I'm just wondering whether, you know, within the way they've mounted it, whether it's still got that adjustability or not. I don't know.
Yeah. God, it's getting a bit heavy for me, this stuff, you know. I've done pretty well. I've done half already.
Have you done half already? Is your glass empty?
Well, I've got a little bit.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
It's not, yeah. Oh, anyway, Quinn's added a touring seat. Sorry, mate. Really comfortable, though. Taller riders can be accommodated. There you go. Quinn's quite tall, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, my year, yeah. So basically, it was kind of like the opposite of yours. Like I said, I mean, I thought this year is either going to be really quiet for work, which would have been good for YouTube, but crap for my bank balance.
Yeah.
But it turned out the other way around. It was like really good for work, so I managed to earn a bit, and yeah.
It's
But
good.
I really struggled. I really struggled this year to get every video out, and I mean, it's literally every video has been week to week. I mean, I haven't ever managed to get ahead this year at all. So it's been constant, you know, always
It's a
working on the
grind,
next
mate.
video. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I reckon I've probably got about 8 videos, I reckon. So if that's one a week, that's 2 months, isn't it? So I'm okay up to about March, but my God, it's a grind. You know, even if they're sat there ready to be edited, it's still a lot to be done.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, when you're doing it week to week for a year, yeah, it's quite intense. I can't afford a week of slacking.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
But it's
here we
easy
go.
when you
Awesome.
enjoy it, isn't it? That's the thing, isn't it? So
Yeah.
the Sunday bit was the best bit on Sunday, Steve. Shame you missed it. Oh no, it was a bit late. It's only half an hour late. But yeah, it's quite a lot actually, isn't it? Anyway, I put a sorry in my video, all right, Saddle? You happy now or what? I love those ride outs that he does. Every single one is always special. It's always a good crack, always good people.
Yeah, I'm really
Absolutely brilliant.
looking forward to those videos because sounds like a slightly different ride this time. It sounded like it was quite slippery and muddy and challenging. So it sounds like it'll be quite an interesting.
It was challenging, but credit to Saddle. It was absolutely just right. It wasn't like it was testing, but not too testing. It wasn't dangerous, if you see what I mean. You know what I mean? You could have probably taken us to some really tough lanes, but it was all lanes with leaves on and a bit slippery, but with tarmac underneath. Obviously, a couple of people come a cropper, which is going to happen sometimes. But he did really well in choosing the lanes that he did. It was brilliant. Great bunch of people.
And I hear that you were unleashing the 20 horses of the Meteor and doing some wicked power slides out there.
I was, yeah, jumps, jumped over the little streams and things like that. Yeah. I didn't catch that on camera, but yeah, I did do it. I promise.
Of course, yeah. Oh, here we go. Yeah, cheers, Clive. Yeah, Clive's got to go to work. Thank you for popping in, Clive. Lovely. Give Buddy a hug.
Christopher Trout has just said I need to get the touring seat for my Meteor. I've pretty much raw out the padding on the stock seat. Somebody's just texted me. Stock seat because of waiting 18,000 miles. Now this is a weird thing because my Fireball hasn't got the comfort that the what's the top of the range one called, Gary?
The Fireball and the yeah,
I can't remember.
the Stella and the isn't it? Yeah. Well, anyway, the seat's the same. There's no difference in the seat.
I know it's the same. I know. I don't know why I'm less comfortable on the one that I've got. I think it seems like the padding is softer, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. The one are you on about the one you got from Royal Enfield to try?
Yeah. It seems more comfortable.
Are you sure that didn't have the touring seat? Because the touring seat has got a lot harder foam in it. The touring seat. You sure?
I would say definitely not because the touring seat has got the Royal Enfield emblem on it, hasn't it? Written on it. Yeah, I didn't have that, and apparently I've heard that that's actually not as comfortable as stock seat. Apparently, don't know.
It depends. No, I did a massive video review about the two seats. The touring seat is better if you spend a lot of time on the bike. So, like if you do hour and a half, 2 hours at a time on the bike, often because of the added support that it gives you, it is better. But if all you do are like short rides, like you ride to work, half an hour there, half an hour back, I actually think the standard seat is better because it's soft.
Right.
So for a short distance, it's quite plush. But then obviously through the softness, it compresses, so you start to get pressure points. So if you're riding for a long time, you start to feel it in your backside. Whereas the touring seat with its stiffer foam, it's more supportive. It doesn't sag in as much, so you don't get as many pressure points. So yeah, the touring seat's definitely better for touring, as the name would suggest, if you do longer rides. But for short rides, I found the standard seat actually slightly more comfortable for half an hour to an hour. It was fine.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah.
Ask Steve about his power slide on the Meteor. I have the video.
Oh,
good.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I feel quite
I'm
good
looking
about that.
I'm looking forward to him seeing him jump over a stream on this Meteor. That sounds like epic.
Oh, I didn't catch that on video. It did happen, but I didn't capture it. So.
Oh, I've got it now. It was the Meteor, the Stellar, and the Supernova.
Ah, got ya. Who said that? Thanks for that.
Glenn said the Stellar, which is right, and I just remembered that the top of the range was the Supernova.
Supernova. Ah, got ya. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I've edited mine's going out on Sunday, 5 o'clock. My video, and I've watched it. I've watched the end segment quite a lot because I just love it. Yes, I enjoyed that video. I enjoyed the day. It's just great, can't beat it.
Yeah. This is quite interesting. So Mike's fitted the touring seat from the new Bullet to his Meteor.
God.
Lovely whiskey. It's good stuff, that is. So you can fit the touring seat from the Bullet to a Meteor, and Pete has done the same to his Classic 350. So you can take the Bullet touring seat and you can fit it to the Meteor and the Classic 350, apparently.
Oh, okay.
But Pete did tell me the only downside was it does say Bullet on the seat. So
right,
a bit of a bummer.
Who cares? Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I haven't even watched my Meteor yet. I mean, I know I put that promo video earlier. It's shocking. I'm gagging to get out there and watch it. I just got no time at the moment. I'm feeling a little bit lightheaded, Gary. I don't end up coming out with wiffle waffle.
No, no. What do you mean? You hope you don't start? We already have.
Yeah, I started that in the beginning. Since 1977.
Yeah. Christopher says, his seat was fine at first, but it's now starting to sag into the base plate. Yeah, I think that's inevitable. If you've got enough miles on a bike, then you need to replace the seat or get it reupholstered, one or the other. So, yeah. But, with your bike, I don't know, because your bike didn't have a lot of miles on it, did it?
No, I think I've got up to about 1,900 now, I think. Maybe 2,000.
Wonder if it was a heavy chap that owned it previously and has kind of compressed the foam to within an inch of its life.
I mean, I'm not saying it's uncomfortable. It just doesn't seem. It just seems like the foam is that softer. I don't think it's. I think it's pretty much the same. But
I mean, first of all, a replacement seat is pretty much peanuts. It's not going to be expensive.
Yeah.
But next time you're in a showroom or you see a new one, just sit on that and do the bum test. You'll soon realise whether.
I tell you what it might be actually is that the leather on the Supernova is different than on the Fireball. I think it's thicker and a little bit harder, whereas our Fireball is quite soft. Sort of.
It wasn't supposed to be. No, the only difference was like the rear backrest,
right,
and the screen. That was really all. They didn't change the seat officially.
No, different color, wasn't it? But yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a different leather or something, but either way, I love my Meteor. I just bloody love it.
This is true, of course. You see, we paid a price for having bony asses. I mean, that is the truth.
Yeah.
Any seat is comfy if you've got a padded and off backside. That's very true.
That's the problem when you're as fit as us, isn't it? That does come with that problem. Oh, there you go. Look, you got bug keeps on popping up, doesn't it?
Yeah. Cornish, I'm here, but not getting a lot of the audio. Don't know. Is anyone else not getting the audio? I think we're loud enough, aren't we? Hearing aid in Cornish. Yeah, Lily seems to think we're all right.
Can I just ask as well, because I've got my, for those who haven't joined us, I had a microphone issue earlier with my stand, and so I've actually had to make my own stand out of a whiskey bottle thing. Am I sounding okay?
You're sounding
Glenn
excellent
says audio's
to me.
good. Okay.
Yeah, you sound excellent to me. Mike says you have to fit the classic rear subframe to be able to fit. Yeah, that would make sense because the Meteor, for instance, the rear seat attaches directly to the rear mudguard. It doesn't have a subframe at all. So yeah, you wouldn't be able to attach a bullet seat. So yeah, it's got the rear subframe that the seat attaches to at the back. Yeah. Right. So what have we got?
Gary, can I ask as well, and people in the side chat, what do you think of the 650 Bear that Royal Enfield are bringing out? Have you seen that?
To be honest, wasn't bothered.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I just can't get excited about scramblers. Because for me, they're just pointless. It's just like hipster nonsense. It's like, it would be a nice road bike, but then they put scrambler tires on it, so it's compromised. And it's not a scrambler, so if you take it off road, it's going to be shite anyway.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I do understand that.
It's just trendy. It's just hipster nonsense. I mean, if it was a proper scrambler, then yeah, it would be interesting because then I could say, I could get that instead of having the Himalayan. I could just get that and take that up the mountains. But you wouldn't want to take one of them up the mountain. So yeah, not really. I'm not into the scrambler thing at all. Really.
I'm not particularly excited about it. I'll probably enjoy it. I think that 650 engine is good, but they've put it in just about every single thing you can ever think of, haven't they? It's just another, it'd be nice to have a 650 single. That's what we all want, is that 650 single.
See, this was another reason why I'm not that excited, because to be honest, that twin doesn't really do a lot for me. I don't think it's really got that much character. I'm just
it sounds good.
Yeah, but I just like this sort of lazy single cylinder thing that
I
do
get
so
you, mate.
well.
Yeah,
and like the twin, the twin still seems quite generic to me. It could be any Japanese twin. It's not really standing out as a Royal Enfield engine for me in the bikes that I've tried it in.
I do know what you mean.
I'm not super enamored with it. It's a fine engine, but I do like the single thump, I must admit. Hello, Scott. Nice to see Scott. Scott's from Pasadena. Yeah. And Wolfie. Scott and Wolfie and Ruby have got a thing going on as well. So yeah, Scott and Wolfie. Wolfie's on, Ruby. Wolfie's on. She's curled up in a basket.
Where's Ruby? Oh, she right.
Yeah.
Chilling.
She's curled up. Yeah. She's snoozing. She can have a sausage later on. What else we got?
Peter says about the 440 Scram as well. Yeah, I've heard something about this, but I haven't really seen much about it from Enfield. Have you heard about it, Gary?
Yeah, I think it's coming because Royal Enfield makes every model on every platform pretty much, don't they? So if they've got a new platform, you can expect a Scram with the Himalayan engine. Yeah.
But I kind of question, that 440 Scram, are they trying to use up the old frames and the old engines and just because it just seems a bit of a funny sort of capacity, really.
No, I think it will be a new frame. Well, will it be a new frame or will it be the Himalayan? I just think it will be based on the 450 Himalayan, but it will look Scram-ish. It'll look.
Oh, right. Okay. Because I thought it was pretty much a Scram, but just with a different engine.
I imagine
the old Himalayan frame and Scram frame.
No, because I don't think so, because the welding on those Himalayan frames is horrific. I don't think they could get away with it anymore. They've brought out too many bikes that are tidy. I don't think so. I think it will be a bike that looks much like the 411 Scram, but just with the 450 engine, but a new bike. I'm pretty sure it'll be a new bike. Because, like I say, the 411 frames are horrific to look at. They're not nice at all.
Yeah.
Mm. Well, what have we got? Have I missed anybody?
It's nice to see the
Uh,
chat. They're all chatting away there. It's good to see,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, it's good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 650 single. Yes. Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, that to be honest, let's be frank. I think that's where why BSA done so well is because it was a 650 single. If they made
Yeah.
a parallel twin, they wouldn't have stood a chance against the Enfields.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think if they did a 650 scrambler Royal Enfield, like a bare 650 with a
Hmm.
single,
Yeah.
that would be more interesting because one would hope that it would be a fair bit lighter than the twin because the twin's a heavy old lump.
They are heavy, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah,
They are
yeah.
heavy.
So that wouldn't be a lot of fun off road. But if they could come out with a 650 single that was significantly lighter than the twin, yeah,
Yeah.
that would be great. And also you could tune it then to be a proper thumper as well, which would be
Yeah.
absolutely excellent as a scrambler. That would be really good fun. And
Definitely.
although as much as I don't see the point in scramblers, I have to say at this juncture the BSA Scrambler is a gorgeous looking bike. I really think they've done a cracking job. I really like the look of that, but I can't see the use for
Yeah.
it.
But they're kind of burning themselves, aren't they? They've had a lot of issues, and to be fair, they've been good at putting those issues right. I know Andy's going to pop in a minute, but it's almost like they've excuse the expression, but they pissed off so many of their loyal customers now that they've got some ground to make up again. And I'm not sure they're the sort of company that will make the
Oh no.
ground, you know.
Well, I mean, the thing is that I could admire it aesthetically because I've got no intention of buying one.
Mm,
I mean, the dealer network for BSA over here is pretty non-existent anyway. The nearest
yeah,
one to me is miles and hours away. So I couldn't get one anyway. But I just think as a thing, when you look at it, it is very good. It does look like an old school scrambler. It's a good looking thing.
yeah,
But
I get you.
I'd never
Yeah.
buy one. I'd never buy one. But good
No, I'm in the
looking.
same boat. I mean, I like the way that they ride. I do like that BSA, but there's too many other things, running against it for me. Yeah, it kind of switches me off a bit. And even my local garage, Bridge Motorcycles, they've actually put the BSA stand in the second-hand section of the area, because apparently, I shouldn't really say this, but apparently Triumph didn't like that they were in the same part. So, which
All
I
right.
understand, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Oh, Andy's just saying. He did mention to me he was going to be visiting his mum. Yeah, it seems that his audio issues are signal issues. He's got bandwidth issues. It would seem.
it's
'Cause he's,
Cornwall, isn't it? Say no
yeah,
more.
yeah, darkest Cornwall. Yeah,
Yeah, I need to go to the toilet a minute.
yeah. All right.
It's gone in the head.
Steady on. It's gone to your head a bit. Good, good. Yeah. Oh, that's good. The comments no longer scroll. I have to click on a thing. All right, here we go. I've got a load more now. Hang on. Whoop. Yeah, blimey. Oh, that's helpful, isn't it? Yeah, I've got a load of comments I didn't see. Sorry about that. I have to press a button now. It used to scroll up automatically. Hello, Dave. Actually, Dave, you're to blame for me getting a gorilla. Well, in no small part anyway, because you did make some compelling arguments as to why maybe I should get one, even though I was very much on the fence about it. But yeah, you probably helped push me over the edge. So thanks for that, Dave. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, a 650 single Royal Enfield Scrambler or Himalayan would be an excellent bike. Good Good to Hello, Peter. Good to see so many friends here chatting away. Well, they have to because there's nothing going on the telly, so they just talk amongst themselves. Who can blame them? What's this? It sounds like some sort of weird Devon and Cornwall thing going on here with cream on stuff and yeah. Hopefully, Dave. I'm pretty sure it'll be good. It'll be fun. Can't really go wrong with it.
What's he been saying about me?
Nothing. No, I was just talking to Dave at Mercy Motor. He got a gorilla quite a while back, and I was in communication with Dave, and I was saying, kind of like, no, I don't know, I don't really need one, and oh yeah, I could, but then I don't know, and
It's gone.
Good man. Well, it's gone when it's gone down your neck. That doesn't count yet.
Right.
Anyway, so anyway, yeah, Dave was saying things like, he tends to buy his bikes on impulse and not overthink it, and you only live once and all of that. And yeah, at the time I was really sat on the fence, but yeah, Dave had quite a compelling argument, and I thought, yeah, and that did help push me over the edge. I thought I don't need it, and I'm not desperate to have it, but yeah, I mean, yeah, if you get the opportunity, you really should give it a go. You never know; you could drop dead tomorrow. I could have an eggnog allergy for all I know. I could fall into a coma at any moment. So, you just got to go for it, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Christopher. Yeah, because Christopher's he's stateside. We're supposed to be getting a BSA this year. Not sure who the dealer network will be. Yeah, be interesting. Yeah, hopefully that goes well. Yeah, I'm still not convinced.
No, they got to regain some ground now.
I mean, to be honest, like Europe is not far from the UK, right? But the dealer network in Europe is extremely patchy. I mean, before they go to the States, they could at least get their dealer network in Europe sorted out. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Lily's saying that Steve's bucket is on the floor and I'm pouring it in the bucket. No, I'm not, but I might be later.
Yeah.
The way it's going.
I'm thinking, yeah, that eggnog could end up in a bucket.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, anyway, yeah, hi, Scott. Sorry. Yeah, nice to see you, Scott. Nice of you to pop in. Excellent. Does that eggnog have rum in it? No, it's just eggnog. Good advocaat is actually very thick. It's supposed to be. I think the eggnog is the cheaper version, which is kind of thinner. But yeah, this is supposed to be like custard to drink, and it is. It's like sweet custard. Yeah, it's pretty horrific. It was more than half empty. I think it was about a quarter of a bottle.
Yeah, to be fair, it was a quarter.
If I'm being generous, yeah, about a quarter.
Yeah, there really wasn't a lot in there.
It was just like a double. It was like a double and a single.
Yeah, and I'll be quite honest. I drank loads of water. I had like 3 pints of. That's why I had to go to the toilet tonight. I had 3 pints of water before this started, so it's probably all blending in quite nicely. Who's going?
No, Mark's just arrived. He's late.
Hello,
Mark.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Thank you, Peter. Yeah, you're normally so indecisive. It came as a shock to hear that you'd actually hopped off the fence. Yeah, I'm not indecisive. I'm just very analytical. I weigh everything up to the nth degree.
I used to think I was indecisive, but now I'm not so sure.
Anyway, yes. So anyway, so what with Christmas coming up, right? So first of all, we can say goodbye to your shit year very soon. So that's good. Is there anything you're looking forward to for Christmas?
No, not really. Bit of time off, more time to make a video, and I can wash me Meteor. I'm looking forward to that. Get some ACF on it.
Yeah, I bet that eats away at and that it's sat there sort of rotting in its
Yeah.
own filth. Yeah, you don't
Yeah,
wanna
I
leave
haven't
it
got
like that, do you?
OCD, but it's kind of bugging me a bit that it is at,
Yeah.
you know, it is as bad as what it is at the moment. But what else am I looking forward to at Christmas? Not really a lot. To be honest, I look forward to the ABR festival. That's my Christmas time. You right there, mate? You're struggling to get that.
It just gets sweeter every time. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I got the good end of the deal actually drinking that whiskey. Yeah, no, what am I looking forward to? A bit of time off. I always think that I want to watch some decent films, and there's never anything on the tally anyway.
Yeah.
Is there anything else I'm looking forward to? Is my life that bad? Yeah, it's chilling out, seeing the kids, I suppose. You know, that's always nice. Yeah, it's always good to see. And seeing my good people in the chat as well. To be honest, that's what I like doing. Really, I just like filming. I like the whole YouTube thing. Really, I like all the people in the side chat. Shit, what's going on here? Yeah,
it's good, really. It's good, really, because we're able to bring these people together. You see, so they can celebrate Christmas with us tonight. You know, they're just having their own little Christmas party going on over there. And, they're not having to drink eggnog. So they're probably actually having a nice time, unlike me, they're probably having a great time. So, yeah, it's good that we can bring this Yuletide cheer to so many wonderful people.
Might be better off with a hot chip again next time.
Yeah. I did see, actually, they've just brought out a new product. They brought out a salt chip. Apparently, it's incredibly salty.
Oh, we've got to do that next time then. There you go. That's that set, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't think salty would be as bad as hot. I mean, it would just be it'd be unpleasant, but it would just make you go. It just make you go. I don't think it would be that.
Maybe, but it can still burn. If it's pretty bad, it can. I'd imagine it can still give you that burning sensation because it is corrosive, isn't it?
So
it might,
well, something
might lose.
It's something we can consider.
Yeah,
but yeah, we'll put that on the later base. We'll think about that.
I was just thinking it might be so salty and corrosive that you might actually lose your tongue. So I might get me missus to do that one. That's
I should be sending her a link to the recording of this show.
No, please don't.
Anyway, no. As for me, well, of course, I'm quite looking forward to Christmas. I mean, I'm a total Christmas Grinch. Really, I don't like Christmas much.
No, I was having this conversation. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, this year it's a bit better, obviously, because I should have a bike for Christmas, so that'll be fun. That'll be a nice present, and hopefully with this week, Christmas and New Year falls fairly well. So if I have a couple of days off, I can have like 10 days solid of not working, if I can afford to do that. I haven't decided yet whether I can afford to do that, but if I can, I should take the days in between off as well, and then I'll have a good amount of time to put some miles on the new bike so that I can be knocking the dealer's door down 2nd of January to get the 300-mile service out of the way, and then I'm good to go for another 6 months. So yeah, hopefully between Christmas and New Year I'll be able to get out on the new bike, touch wood, and start getting it running, which would be good. But obviously it depends on the weather and stuff like that, and if I get COVID again like I did last Christmas, then that'll put brakes on it. So hopefully that doesn't
I think, to be honest, I think there's a lot of people that I speak to, and I really dislike not really liking Christmas. But I think as time goes on, the people that you used to have around, maybe are not here anymore, and it kind of brings all that home, doesn't it, as you get older? I find, for me. And I just kind of think, well, it was so nice back in the day, and now it's just a bit of I just struggle with it a bit, really. But I've got my kids, which is to be honest, that's a lifesaver, really. Having them, and yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ken Brooks, never heard of him.
Yeah, he only does it. He does it once a year, and then he does it like properly. Like he takes the bike apart and then cleans it properly.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I say in my, do I say it in my video? I did say it on Sunday, but the last time I saw his bike, it was absolutely spot on. He sent me a picture,
Yeah.
probably the same picture that
Yeah.
you saw
Yeah.
when he took it apart.
But now it looks like it's been dragged out of a lake. I said to him,
It's
it looks
back
like
to
somebody's
normal.
dragged it out
Back
of a
to
lake.
normal.
Yeah. It's filthy.
Yeah, it's good laugh. It's good laugh, Ken.
Dave's holding off on the eggnog. Oh, you don't know what you're missing, Dave. Don't know what you're missing. So it's the new. Yeah, this is it. This is what I did actually think of saying something like that. Yeah, it's kind of like the Christmas office party, but without the photocopier shenanigans. Yeah, this is the new office party. Yeah, definitely. That's what we need. We need a photocopier, Steve.
Yeah. No, I haven't got one here.
No, we haven't got one. No, sorry
I've never
about
worked in an office. I don't think I'd be allowed to work in an office, which is probably why I work on my own. I don't think I can be trusted.
No, it'd be pretty iffy. Yeah, and another thing it's nice about Christmas is you get like nice messages from people that you haven't heard from for a while.
True. That is true.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I recently got this one.
Oh, yes. Well, there you go. Yeah. How long to be? Bloody hell. Yeah.
So yeah. So that's one of the highlights of Christmas for me is you get these
Yeah.
messages from loved ones from all around the world.
Yeah. 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 And Dave pops up every now and then, doesn't he? Here and there. Yeah.
He does. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Lily says I celebrate Christmas on my own, bless her.
Well, yeah.
Son doesn't do Christmas. Toasty doesn't do Christmas. Beans on toast. Yeah. Yeah. What? He's a great guy. He's a right good lad. He is. So beans on toast.
Yeah. No, I don't. Well, if it was up to me, I wouldn't do Christmas at all. But obviously, my mum enjoys Christmas, so
yeah,
I get invited to lunch.
It's time to see Pete. Yeah, it's time. It's a nice time to see everybody in it. But at the same time, that can bring its own complications as well sometimes for some people. So
yeah, I mean, I don't mind, like we were talking about this before the show. I don't mind family Christmas too much, but yeah, every time I go to like a larger, broader gathering, I seem to always come back with a cold or COVID or something because I'm just not used to being amongst many people at once.
yeah,
I tend to turn down party invitations because I'm just thinking, no, I don't want to start the new year with the flu or with COVID or something. Like I did last year. I made the mistake last year that I went to a party and then I got COVID for 2 months, and that was great.
Oh yeah, I remember that. You could not shake that off, could you? In all your videos, you were coughing and spluttering away.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was a weird one. That was because like I'd had all of the vaccinations and everything, so normally you get it. It's like 10 days. You're feeling a bit iffy, but I just couldn't get rid of that cough for 2 months last time. So
yeah,
who knows?
Gary, this is a bit of a strange question. This shows how unworldly I am. But do they celebrate Christmas like we do over here in Spain?
No, many European countries. Yeah, what they do, but many European countries they have the big celebration on the 24th on Christmas Eve. The 25th is not a big day. The 24th, the night of the 24th, is the big family meal.
To be honest with you, my favourite part of Christmas is Boxing Day, when you got all that crap out of the way, and then you're just chilling out the next day and eating munching on all the crappy bits, all the nice bits.
Yeah.
But, oh, that's what I was going to say as well. The bike that I'm looking forward to next year actually is the CB350 Honda. You seen that one?
Yeah, it looks good.
I'm really looking forward to getting out of one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I've said this before in comments. I think what will decide whether it becomes a competitor for the Royal Enfield 350s will be the character of the engine. You know,
Mm.
if it's kind of like a bit lukewarm on the character front, then I think if you had the choice between that and the Royal Enfield, you'd probably go for the Royal Enfield. But if they've managed to nail the character of, like, say, the classic 350, then it becomes a bit more compelling, because you think, well, Honda's probably going to be, you know, better resale value, possibly. Maybe
better finish, to be frank. Yeah.
So then it would stand a chance, but I think its only problem will be if the engine is a little bit bland, then
I don't think it will. From my
Enfield.
research, when was it the Hunter that come out, or was it something? Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it was the Hunter. When the Hunter first come out in India, it's called the Highness 350, and in India they had a comparison video from the Highness 350 to the Hunter 350, and basically what they were saying is that the Honda feels a better made bike, which is understandable. But they did say that the engine was more refined and less characterful than the
which is what I would
Hunter.
suspect. That was my fear. For them, you know, that it's not going to be quite as characterful as the Royal Enfield 350.
I would hope that they would make, because the Hunter is quite a small bike, isn't it? A smallish feeling bike. I would hope that the CB350 is slightly bigger, and I think it looks better overall. Don't know what you think to that, but I think the Honda looks better, and obviously it's going to hold its price and everything else. See what price point it comes in as well.
I mean, it's one thing to come out with a bike that's kind of like equivalent or marginally better than say the Royal Enfield 350, but I think, you know, the Royal Enfield as a brand now has got a certain niche. You know, it's got a certain following. So I don't think that it's, for a lot of people now, actually having a 350 Honda would seem less appealing than having a 350 Royal Enfield. I mean, that's how I feel. I like Royal Enfield as a brand, and you know, I go to Honda for a touring bike or a sports bike or something, but I don't know if I'd go to them for the sort of bikes that I'm into at the moment. You know, I'm quite happy with the Royal Enfield products. So so I don't think that having an equivalent or slightly better bike is a guarantee of success, is what I'm saying. I don't think they're going to steal a lot of Royal Enfield's customers, because I think a lot of Royal Enfield's customers are quite happy to buy Royal Enfields. You know, they're kind of invested in what Royal Enfield is all
I get
about.
you. They're invested in the brand because they've delivered, you know.
And even if the bike's the same or slightly better from Honda, I still don't think it's going to knock a huge dent in Royal Enfield sales, because I think it's slightly different buyer that you're appealing to with Royal Enfield. So,
but my gut feeling is that the Honda is going to be slightly bigger and more substantial than what the Hunter is. So I reckon they could steal that. And obviously we got the Triumph 400 as well. Did you ride that? I think you did, didn't you?
Sorry, which one?
400. The Triumph 400.
Because we haven't got a Triumph dealer here. I mean, I probably would have bought one if we'd have had a dealer here, but the two Triumph dealers we did have in Almeria, they quickly went bust. So I can't entertain Triumph because I haven't got a dealer that's any good near to me.
But there's something about that 350 Honda which kind of goes right back to the absolute core of what it was in the 80s. You know, the proper CB 350s back in the day. It looks nostalgic, and it done a really good job of that, I think. Am I coming out with Wiffle Waffle? I feel a little bit.
No, you've got slightly red cheeks. Yeah, you've got slightly red nose.
Yeah, after
it's all good. How's the whiskey going anyway?
It's gone.
You're there now, aren't you? Gone.
No, it's gone. Yeah, I'm done now. Yeah.
I've still got a little bit left.
Yeah.
But the good news is my stomach seems to have got used to the torture, so my stomach's calmed down. So I think I'm going to be all right.
I'm quite hungry. I could do with don't know. I'm quite hungry. I wouldn't mind something to eat, really.
Hot chip.
Nah, probably not that.
Hmm.
Maybe a chicken kebab. No, I don't do kebabs really, but I wouldn't mind a chicken kebab. That'd be good.
Right, so this is quite interesting because how he's interested in the classic 650, and this is actually, I don't think I'm alone in this, but I was actually slightly disappointed by the classic 650. The reason being, I don't think that styling really suits a twin cylinder bike. They've kind of tried to make something that looks kind of like a classic 500 or a Bullet, and it's got a twin cylinder engine, and those bikes have always been singles. And I was hoping that the 650 Classic would have. I mean, I don't understand why they didn't do this. Why didn't they do this? They could have made a sort of a tribute, a homage to the Bonneville. You know, like the W650 and the W800 of Kawasaki.
Yeah.
It's still very popular bikes. I think if they'd have built a baby Bonneville, I think they'd have sold a shit ton of them, because the Bonnevilles are so expensive. They're out of reach for a lot of people now. You know, I think they missed a trick there, because this thing, like I say, it's kind of like a twin cylinder Bullet. It just doesn't work.
But that baby Bonneville that you're talking about, that's the Interceptor, isn't it? Is that what we're talking about here?
No, the Interceptor's about a decade too late. No, what I'm talking about is something with knee pads on the tank, a dual seat with white piping, and a nice long chrome exhaust down each side. Just a proper Bonneville replica. It would have been beautiful. It would have done so well.
Yeah.
I think they're too stuck in their own heritage that they couldn't look beyond that and look at another brand for inspiration. So they're just like thinking Bullets, you know, the earlier Royal Enfield 650, 750 that they used to make. And they made some sort of mashup of all of that. And for me, it doesn't really work as a modern retro. I think they'd been much better off building a Bonneville replica, but especially like it coincides with the fact that Triumphs are getting more and more expensive. So it would have been great.
Silly money now. Triumph have gone through the absolute roof now.
Would have been great to have the option of a Royal Enfield Bonneville for a lot less. Would have been a great thing, but you know, don't know why they didn't do it.
I think there's a couple of things with that, like with the 650 engine, that when the Interceptor first come out in 2018, everybody was asking Triumph, build us not one of the 900 or the 1200s, give us a 600 or a 650, and that's where Enfield absolutely stole the show. And we have to remember that the Interceptor was the biggest selling bike in Europe and outsold the GS for 2, 3, 4 years, I think. Something like that in the early days, and they absolutely got that spot on. But now they're starting to run out. Now it's been out for a long time now. They need something different now. Now they put it in the Classic. I quite like the idea of it being in the Classic, to be honest. But again, I'd still rather it's a 650 single. You know, and that would crush. You know, that would crush a lot of other brands, and certainly BSA would be in trouble. Yeah.
Bye, Peter. Yeah. Night, Peter.
Cheers. Thanks for coming along. Appreciate it. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Cornish Motorcycle Diary says, when does character stop and vibration start? I can see where he's going from there. I don't know. I think it's a mixture of all of it, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, BSA done all right with it. They got it absolutely spot on, to be fair. Through all their faults, I've got my issues with them, but they've done all right.
Yeah, and I don't think character has a lot to do with vibration. Vibration just makes a characterful bike unpleasant. I think there's lots of ways in which a bike has character. It's nothing to do with the vibration. That might be a part of it. But there's a million ways in which the bike has character. It's not just down to vibrations. And obviously, if a bike has character, but then the vibrations start, you know, dominating everything else, then that's when it becomes an unpleasant but characterful bike. I mean, I had a Bullet 500, so that thing would make your arms go numb up to your shoulders. I mean, it was when you were doing 60 miles an hour on that, it was like sitting on a pneumatic drill. But I mean, it was still characterful as long, you didn't, if you didn't ride it that fast, if you rode it at 40, 50 miles an hour, it was quite good because it would go and it was enjoyable.
Yeah. I mean,
it's on the motorway, it was going on the motorway all the time. That wasn't pleasant, but
it's telling you that it doesn't want to be there, basically. Yeah. Take me on the back roads. Yeah.
It didn't really want to be anywhere other than in the garage being broken, that bike. So it just didn't like being working for any length of time. Howie's
saying that he'd like to have a go on a 1960s BSA Gold Flash. My old man had BSAs, and he was always moaning that they always broke down. That's all he'd ever say about them, that they break down all the time, and he's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I think so. I think I think most people that have classic bikes, unless they're really well sorted. But even then, if they are well sorted, they don't stay well sorted. It's not like it's sorted now I can just ride it. No, you have to keep adjusting and fettling.
Do you know what?
Adjusting and fettling, otherwise it'll start playing up again.
I had a little look at. I don't know if Jim's still here. Jim Sadler's got a Velocette Venom.
Oh gorgeous! God.
Yeah. Flipping heck! It's flipping gorgeous. Not only is it gorgeous, but I had a little rev of it, just a little sort of when he started it up. I had a little. Oh my God! I absolutely see what he sees in that bike. If I had a classic bike, I would have a Velocette Venom. It's a beautiful bike to look at, and to ride it must be wonderful.
Yeah. That was definitely on my list of favourites, along with the which the Sunbeam S7.
I do like the Sun. Yeah, actually, I know somebody else with a Sunbeam. I'm meant to be doing a video with him at some point.
Yeah. Those are two bikes that just like aesthetically to me, they were like really appealing. And when I lived in the if I lived in the UK, I probably would have got one or the other. But because, in Spain, it's practically impossible to get them registered over here because they didn't really sell them over here. So they don't have any, they can't homologate it at all. So it's kind of like difficult for me here in Spain. But I think if I lived in the UK, I'd definitely have at least one classic, because
but my mate has got the Sunbeam. It's the little engineering bits that I like the shaft drive, and I mean I still have the Venom over the Sunbeam, but like the inline parallel twin, or is that what you call it, or an inline twin cylinder? It's something. It's that sort of thing ticks a box in my brain, which not many bikes do.
No, it was very advanced for its age, and it was it was an attempt to make motorbikes civilized. So you had a chain, so you had a shaft drive, you had no chain, so you shouldn't have had oil flying about, and the engine was sort of more akin to a car engine. So there was a lot of so they were trying to make a motorcycle that would appeal to people that were a bit posher, that were kind of like a bit
like me.
That they were a bit too prim and proper to want a motorbike. But then this was an attempt to sort of convince them, no, but look, motorbikes don't have to be dirty and noisy and horribly uncomfortable and vibey, and so they really went for it. But unfortunately it had a couple of issues. I think they had issues with the shaft drive itself, with the pinion, and I think I think they didn't have enough oil capacity in the sump. So one of the mods that people tend to do is they fit a bigger sump.
I know my mate that's got the S7 is always messing around with it. He's always fettling with it. I cannot be asked with that. Well, I mean, I could be wrong, but Jim, you tell me if I'm wrong. But I think with Jim's Velocette, I think it is pretty much start and go. It is pretty good.
They definitely, you can get them sorted. But I mean, I think my dad said, was it an uncle of his or something? He used to have a Royal Enfield 350, and he rode to work on that every day, all through the winter, all the time. Never had a problem with it, but of course, I mean, every weekend he was like really doing a big service on it every weekend, and that's the thing. You know, those bikes,
Bugger that. I
those
don't know if I
bikes,
get time.
yeah, those bikes you can get them up to a point where they're spot on, but you've got to keep on top of them. You know, you can't go for 6 months and not touch it because then things will start moving out of whack
Popping.
and then start playing up again. Yeah. So
Ken makes a good point. The boxer engines win. I totally agree with Ken. But I'm obviously the new ones are bloody hard work. But yeah, the one that Ken's got, the R80 GS, is absolutely spot on. Yeah, it's when BMW were BMW, that's the way I look at that. And then Cornish Motorcycle Diaries says about the W800 has character, but then people complain. The W800, wonderful bike, really smooth, and Blake's got one, and that's how I say how I first met Blake through one of my videos. But absolutely brilliant. But again, Euro 5 killed that. Do you get Euro 5 over there, Gary?
Yeah, of course. Europe's the home of Euro 5.
Yeah, I don't know why we're still sticking to it, because we've got
you
Euro
can do what you like
5.5 now. No, we can't.
well.
We're still sticking with the bloody rules. We should be able to do what we want, but we're not.
You could have a 3-litre diesel in your Meteor now. You're not part of Europe. Do what you like.
No, but we still have to abide by the rules.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Yeah. But then again, see, no manufacturer's going to make a different model for the UK, are they? You know, they'll make a model for the European market, so it's going to be European regs. So so you just have to go with it.
I mean, why have we got Euro 5.5 and making the throttle bodies even smaller for a 125 when it just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever? But there you go.
Yeah. No, but you saying the W800, W650, great bikes, super popular bikes, which is why I think if the Classic 650 had been something like that, I think it would have been a really good option, because those bikes are still so popular and they hold their value because everyone knows they're brilliant bikes. And this would have been like Royal Enfield's W650, if you like. I think there's a market for that, but they obviously didn't fancy doing a Bonneville rip-off. Well, I like I say, I think it's because they're very proud of their own heritage and they don't want to be accused of copying anyone. And if they brought out a W650 type bike, everyone would have said, "Oh, that's just like a baby Bonneville. Look at it, it's nice, isn't it?"
Yeah, well, I think they did anyway, to be honest. Yeah. Oh, the Contented Biker, great to see him, mate. Brilliant. I'll buy you a pint at ABR. I met him at the ABR festival. Top bloke. Can't remember your name. I thought I'm going to remember his name, and now I've forgotten it. But
there you go. Look, you can go on stage at the ABR.
I'd like that. No,
drink a pint. You can do the drink a pint of whiskey challenge. There you go. Because you're getting good at it now.
I've had I've had quarter of a pint. I've had enough. So good to see you, mate. I'll be doing well.
Pete says I lust over guzzies. If I go big again, it will be a guzzi. Love bikes that tell you what they're doing, the vibes that tell you what they need, and then there's vibes due to bad design. I definitely when I was thinking about
buy saddlebags. He's off.
Is Jeff off? Oh yeah. Okay. Yep. Adios, amigo. Adios. When I was thinking about a third bike at the beginning of the year, I did say I was probably gonna, if I did get a third bike, it would be a second-hand bike, because there was lots of bikes that I'd never owned that I wanted to try. And if I figured that a third bike, I wouldn't use it an awful lot because I'm pushed for time. And I thought if I had a new third bike, the depreciation would bug me and I'd feel like under pressure to use it all the time. Whereas if I had a second-hand bike as a third bike, I'd be more chilled. If it wasn't getting a lot of use, it wouldn't really worry me because it had lost most of its value already. So no big deal, so I just ride it whenever I could. So Motor Guzzi is actually one of the brands that I want to try because I've never had one.
I really like Guzzis, but first of all, my local dealers not good. I just can't click with them. I struggle with them. And a friend of mine had a Guzzi, had nothing but problems with him. He loves it and he wants another one, but he said, I don't know if I can go through the hassle. If you get a bad one, which is quite easy to do, then they're not the most reliable of bikes. So
Mm.
Yeah, as much as I like them.
Yeah, I think what I've heard, even with the new ones, what I've heard is some of them are really good and some of them aren't. And I think
Yeah.
it just depends, if you've got a Monday morning bike or a Friday afternoon bike, you might be in for a whole load of grief. But if you get a Wednesday bike, chances are it's been put together properly and they're fine. It
They
really
got
does seem to
character,
be.
man.
Does seem to be quite a split between motor goods owners. Some that say they'll never buy one again because they bought a new one and it was nothing but trouble.
Yeah.
And then other people that say they've had theirs for 5 years, they've done 20,000 miles, never had anything go wrong. So it does seem to be. It depends on the day.
We could be my mate, like my mate Jamie. He absolutely loves them, but the one that he had was an absolute nightmare. But he still wants one, but he don't want to go through all that again. So it's like,
Right.
I don't know whether he's coming. But that Mandello that I tried, I really liked it. I mean, it went like hell, really. But the stupid little wings that come out the side, I mean, what's the point in that? That's something else to go wrong, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't do it a lot, do they?
No, that's just nonsense, isn't it? That's just...
Yeah, it is. I really think it's a gimmick, really.
Yeah, it's just marketing.
Yeah, even Claire.
I mean, it's like
ride that.
It's like just it's just like bragging rights, isn't it? Whenever you're parked up with other bikers at a cafe or whatever, which probably will be a cafe. The people that buy those bikes probably only ride to the nearest cafe and stand next to their bike and pose. And then when they get into a chat with other bikers, oh yeah, this bike's got active aero. It's got flaps that I'll show you. It's like, oh god. So,
So what? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it comes on after like 90, 100 miles an hour. How great. When are you going to do that then?
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Ken Brooks. Oh, Pete says, love mine, kick the tires like the fire, south of France, here I come. Yeah. And Blake says his BMW is a nightmare. And I guess I was not rich enough. Yeah, that's kind of that's like a bit of a thing, isn't it? If you went to like a BMW dealership and you were just sort of having a nose about, you're just dreading that the salesman comes up and tries to sell you one because you think, well, I can't afford this. Leave me alone. I'm just looking. But you feel like they would probably object to you just looking. They want you to have the money to actually buy one.
Yes.
I'd never go in a BMW dealership because I know that I can't afford one, so I'm not going to even look at them.
Well, one of the blokes that we saw at the weekend actually had a R18 BMW. Beautiful. It was a lovely looking bike. I mean, I'm still a BMW fan through all their faults that they've got. But he had an R18, but he said it just cost so much to maintain and service that he just had to get rid of it. Oh yeah, W800 is still available. Yeah, W800 is available in many different places still.
Just them pesky European bureaucrats that did for
it. Exactly. Yeah, 2018 killed off the Hayabusa, killed off the W800s, the 125 van. Loads of bikes disappeared due to what's that you're drinking there?
No, it's just water, but
just water.
It's my one ride.
Oh right. Oh yes.
2021.
Sorry,
yeah, 2021.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I've never been into a BMW dealership. Another thing as well is what I have heard is say you buy like a fairly old BMW because it was like cheap enough that you could afford it. And then you were like the sort of person that said, well, because it's a BMW, I'd like to take it to a BMW dealer for servicing. If you turn up at BMW dealer with an old BMW, apparently they're not interested.
Oh, really?
They don't want anything to do with it. So you just have to take it to a normal motorcycle mechanic and, let him do it. Which I think
is fine if it hasn't got too many electronics. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's it's pretty terrible though, isn't it? Because I mean, these bikes are becoming classic bikes, right? So just because it's old doesn't mean to say somebody can't be proud of it and be trying to, you know, take great care of it. So if you turn up to a BMW dealer with an old BMW and they shooed you away, I think that's really, it's not good, is it? Because they should embrace the fact that people like their old bikes and are trying to look after them in the right way, you know, because it's part of their heritage. I mean, but they're only interested in,
Absolutely, yeah. And it shines through. One thing I will say is that the old BMW, and Ken will vouch for me on this, the old BMWs are one of the bikes which you can buy and you can guarantee that you can pretty much get every single part for the older BMW bikes. Whereas if it's a Honda old one, then you can't get the cam covers, for example. You can't get this, can't get that. For BMW, you can get every single part from my 1998 BMW.
Yeah.
Cost a bloody arm and a leg, but yeah.
I don't think BMW as a company have a problem with people running old BMWs, but the dealers tend to. You know, the dealers. I mean, probably the dealers probably can't even fix it because they're just used to swapping out a module. You know, it's the same as car mechanics these days, isn't it? They don't actually repair anything; they just replace parts until the problem stops.
They're fitters. Yeah.
So if you took a fairly analog old BMW in for some proper work, they'd probably be terrified because, you know, that means they have to get their hands dirty and possibly break something. You know, have something shear off. You know, can you imagine have something shear off? You know, they're trying to remove a rusty nut. You know, and they're swinging on it. It goes. And then they got
the worst thing.
Yeah. And they probably don't want anything to do with that, so they just shoo you away. You know.
The flush that one up, Gary. The bubblegum simulator kid. Do you guys have any good beginner 125 bikes, or should I buy second hand or no?
I just want to give Howie a shout out. Howie says, I haven't been to a biker cafe and posed for years. I got too fat to pose from all those all-day breakfasts.
Well, every time I see him, he's always posing. So I don't know if I believe that.
That is the downside. You can only do it for so long, and then you're too fat. Right, hang on. So my chat doesn't scroll anymore. I have trouble.
That's all right. Don't worry. Do you guys have any good beginner 125 bikes I should buy second hand or no? Yeah, I mean, loads really. I mean, it depends what you want. I mean, if you want a sports bike, then you know, it depends on your budget as well. But you know, I mean, a 125 sports bike now is probably $4,500, unfortunately, unless you go Lex Moto or something like that, which only if you have to. The old van 125. Have a look at that. You know. Oh, Peter's just said as well. Exactly, Steve. Still got parts for my R100 RS 1981 in 2008. No problem. Exactly, mate. Yeah, we got a couple BMW parts dealers over here, and they're fantastic. Get most of the bits in there still.
I think what we've failed to go into on the 125 thing is, I think it depends. I think that the major factor to consider is whether he's going to be riding a 125 for a long time, or whether this is just to get a test. If it's just to get a test, just buy any old thing that's as cheap as possible and do your test, because you know, if it's no point buying new if you're going to sell it in a year, because you're just going to take a massive hit. So you know, it all depends. If it's a bike that you're thinking you're going to be riding it for 3-4 years, then sure, get the nicest one you can, whatever appeals to you. But if you're just doing it to get into biking and to get your test, and in all likelihood you're going to be selling it in a year or two, don't spend too much money. Just put up with whatever you can get and get through your test, and then get something that you really like. So
I guess the complication with that is that, I mean, I don't know. Hopefully he'll tell us how old he is as well. If he's 17, then he won't be able to do anything for 4 years anyway, because you've got mod 1, mod 2, and all that malarkey, haven't you? I don't know how it works, but
it all depends on your budget. I mean, if you can, you know, if you can afford to buy the 125 that you like, then fine. But if you're on a tight budget, just buy any 125 that'll get the job done, and then get your test, and then get the bike that you really want after that.
And like Lily says,
save the money now for the bike for after, put that money to
Yes.
one side for later on when you get the bike you actually want.
Yeah. And let's face it, if you buy a Honda, like Lily says there, the CBR or the CBF, if you buy a Honda, then not only is it going to be, it will last you, but also you can probably sell it for pretty much what you bought it for anyway. If it's a year or two later.
Well, this was the kind of related to the point that I made, was that if you're buying the bike new, with the intention that you're probably not going to have it for very long, then probably don't do that, because these Chinese bikes, they're cheap to buy, aren't they? So you can buy it, but you'll struggle to sell it. You're practically going to have to give it away in a year's time.
Yeah, you take a hit. You definitely take.
So if you're gonna do the new bike thing and sell it in a couple of years, then you'd be better off with a brand like Honda or Yamaha or something, because you'll sell that easier and you won't lose as much money.
Yeah. If you can do Japanese, that's the way to go, isn't it? It's the truth of it. Yeah. Nobody, Blake, you got a good point. I mean, I haven't seen any DAX 125s for sale, but you're quite right. The DAX is. It's going to be hard to sell.
Yeah.
Agreed, Howie.
Steve, didn't you ride a DAX for a couple of weeks? You did, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Not for me. That's the way I put it. It wasn't a bad bike, but it was not for me. As I said in the video, I couldn't get used to that automatic gearbox.
Ruby wants one. Ruby wants one because it's a
sausage. Oh, does she?
Dog.
Oh,
yeah, it's a sausage
yeah.
Yeah, but you preferred the monkey, didn't you? Which is hardly
surprising. I love the monkey. The monkey.
You are a monkey.
Yeah, I am a little monkey. Yeah,
you are. Because I mean, you keep sending me like little Christmas cards and things, don't you?
Yeah. Monkeys. Oh, hello. Oh, there you go.
Oh, there you go. Woohoo.
Are these pictures actually available to buy? Because I would imagine with the good-looking face that he's got, I would imagine that he'll do pretty well.
Yeah, I think he's planning to do a calendar, actually. A different fetish costume for each month of the year. So,
yes.
I should keep you posted on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So the 1 to 5 thing, there are a lot of factors to consider. But I think probably the key one is, well, what is your plan? How long are you going to have this bike for? And then based on that, do the sensible thing.
Yeah. And I guess it comes down to styling as well, doesn't it? Do you want a cruiser or do you want a sports bike? Depends how old you are. If you're younger, you probably want a sports bike, don't you? But
I've had an email from YouTube. Apparently ERmageddon V is now live on YouTube.
Oh, is it?
Might have to check that out, Steve. Sounds interesting.
Yeah, we'll probably have to wrap this up and watch that, shall we?
Yeah, probably. Oh, anyway, a quick update on the eggnog. Yeah, it's gone. I mean, short of licking the glass, I can't get the rest.
What, the actual bottle's gone, is it, or just the pint? You done the old bottle?
Pint. Well, no, there's that much left in the bottle. But I think I'll enjoy that another time. I think I'll probably go and get the space side now. Have a little whiskey to take the taste away. But anyway, I did it. See, there you go. I knew I would.
Well done, mate. Good lads. Good lads.
And you did the whiskey?
I did. I'm quite happy. Yeah. Feeling good. Yeah. So it's
we're very proud of you.
I kind of want a bit more. I would like a bit more. I've got some Captain Morgans in there. Out there, but no, I mustn't, because I got work in the morning. I got to plaster a ceiling and put in spotlights for somebody. So,
you can't plaster when you're plastered. That's a bit ironic, isn't it?
Oh, you can, but it's hard work. It's hard work as it is, let alone without with being plastered. Right. So,
right. Hang on a minute. What have we got here? Have you guys seen? Oh, right, okay, yeah. Have you seen?
Oh, Big Pezza, yeah. He's got a lovely bike. He's got a lovely R60, yeah. Goes flying all over the country. Yeah, Pezza does do a lot of miles, actually. Oh, Bubblegum Simulate. Oh, sorry, mate, carry on.
Yeah, go on, sorry.
Oh, I'm just saying the Bubblegum Simulator kid says, thanks, guys. Do you also have advice for a young teen on the road, like a unwritten rule? Keep your distance, Bubblegum Simulator Kid. Yeah, keep. If you keep your distance, then you're not going to get any oh shit moments. So sorry, Gary, I'm all right to say that on you.
Yeah, go on, I'll let you
Yeah.
off. Yeah, and I would also say, if you've ever ridden in a car, you might not think that you have to adjust your driving significantly in the wet. But when you're on two wheels, you've got to be so careful. A drain cover, a bit of diesel. As soon as you get any lean angle, you're going to lose either the front or the rear. And yeah, when you've only got two wheels to play with, that's not often recoverable. So you're going down. So if it's wet, just imagine you've got no grip whatsoever. Keep the bike as upright as you can and be smooth on the brakes and the throttle. Because yeah, if you've only ridden around in cars and you've been out with your parents and they're bombing around in the rain and you think, oh yeah, modern tires, it's all good. But when you're on two wheels, you've got to be so careful.
Yeah, definitely.
You don't get many chances to catch it. If it goes, it goes. And yeah, that hurts.
While we're on that, the video that's coming out Sunday of the saddlebags ride, somebody did come off of their Himalayan. And this is something I've always said about Seat tires, which come with the most Royal Enfields, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now people were saying, are they good? Are they bad? They are okay, but when they let go, it's like falling off a cliff. They're okay. They're really good, really good, really good. But when they do go, they just go, and that's what happened on Sunday. Is that it slipped and it didn't regain any grip. Whereas if it's like a Michelin, I don't know, Road 6 or something like that, they'll let go and then they'll get traction again. But in this case, the Seat tires just washed away. So
yeah,
is somebody going? So
no, it's just people congratulating us for doing our challenge. You.
Yeah, cool.
I've got a little trophy and everything. I've got a trophy and everything, all sorts.
Yeah, so I think decent tires is just so important. But when you get a brand new bike, you get what you're given, don't you? And you want to wear them out. You don't want to change them.
I've got to say, when you're a youngster and you've just bought the bike, brand new or second hand, you probably haven't got the money to just be throwing away good tires.
No.
So you just got to learn to live with what you've got. But like I say, just ride in the wet, just keep as upright as you can. Don't try and carry any lean angle because there's a million things out there ready to take you down.
I totally agree. Yeah.
I mean, even a pothole mid-bend, if you hit a pothole mid-bend, that'll knock the front clean out from under you if you've got lean angle on. So yeah, just be very careful in the wet.
Yeah, that's very good advice. Yeah.
Got some more advice coming in. Ride your own ride, give yourself time to react. Remember that you are invisible to cars. Yeah, that's very good advice. Don't assume that they've seen you because they probably haven't. Be ready for them to pull out in front of you.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah, slippery is bad on two wheels. Yeah, because in a car, you might just, in a car, sometimes it'll go, and you think, oh, that was a bit slippery. But when it does that on a bike, you're lying in a ditch.
Yeah. He's asking now, have you guys ever had a crash? Yeah, I've had, well, not a crash. I've come off, but
I haven't actually. The only time I ever came off a bike was when I came off Norman on that trail when I just toppled over.
Yeah,
I didn't actually come off. No.
Proper wallop. Yeah. Oh, that's a good question. Can you recommend a Michelin for the Meteor 350? I don't think Michelin make a tire for the 350, do they?
WeMark's your man. WeMark's got a Michelin Road for the rear, I think, but they couldn't get a Michelin Road for the front, so he's gone for something else on the front. But Mark, that's Glenn O. Could you let him know what your tire arrangement is currently? Because he's just replaced the tires on his Meteor. Because I was thinking I'd do the same because I need to replace mine. He's definitely got a Michelin Road on the rear, and I think he couldn't get one on the front, so he's had to go for some. I think he's gone for the Michelin normal, the Michelin Street, maybe, possibly.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't. I know that they make one for the rear. I thought that the only ones that you can double up was the Bridgestones. I think Bridgestone make one which you can double up.
Right. Yeah. No, this one is like two different styles of tire. So the road is sportier than the street. The street is kind of like the commuter bike brand, and the road is the sort of sports touring tire.
Yeah.
So
I got
he's
road
got a
on
road,
my NC.
got a road for the rear. Yeah, he's got a road for the rear, but he's had to get a street for the front, I think.
Okay.
Here we go. He has a Road 6 on the rear, and is that a Michelin Classic, Mark? I guess that's a Michelin Classic, is it?
Yeah, it is. It's a Michelin. Yeah, Road 6. Yeah, they're I've got them on my NC. I cannot vote them.
Yeah, but apparently there's a Michelin Classic as well, apparently, because he's got a Classic on the front.
Okay.
Is that right? Is that right, Mark? So that's both Michelins. One's a Road 6, and the front is a Classic, Michelin Classic. Is that right, Mark? That would be good news if that's the case. Yeah, both Michelin.
Oh, okay.
So there you go, Glenn. There you go, Glenn. A Road 6 for the rear, which is a nice sticky tire, and just a Michelin Classic on the front.
Yeah. Well, I think of it, Gary. That trip I done out with saddlebags at the weekend, my Meteor handled those roads pretty well. I'm not saying the tires, but the actual power. You know, it's a difference between horsepower and torque, isn't there? And that torque on that 350 handled those difficult roads really, really well. I to be honest, out of all of them, I wouldn't wanted to have taken any other bike, to be honest with you. It was really, really good.
Yeah, well, I was impressed that you took it on that ride, because I knew it was going to be a bit of a slippery, mucky one. But yeah,
I was worried about it. Yeah, I was a bit apprehensive, but Saddle done a good job of that. He chose the right roads. He knew what he was doing there. Just a shame I was half an hour late, but there you
go. There's another question for you. Do you enjoy riding in the winter? No, not really, because it's either cold or cold and wet. Neither of which is nice. No, not really. But when we were young, well, you came to biking late, but I started when I was 16 and then got my license at 17. So I had many years where I didn't have a car. I only had motorbikes for work. So I used to ride to work all year round on a motorbike. So I've had enough of riding in the snow and the ice and the rain. So as I got older and as I managed to have a car as well as a bike, the motorcycle became, a hobby thing, a toy thing. So I don't want to punish myself by going out in horrible weather, because I've done that, when I didn't have a choice many years ago. So these days I don't do it, and I don't enjoy it. And I don't think anybody really enjoys riding in shitty weather, do they?
No,
I don't mind a bit of rain. I quite like the challenge of riding in the wet, to be honest. I do quite enjoy that.
It sharpens you up a bit, doesn't it? It wakes you up a bit, and I know what you mean.
Yeah, you have to ride. You have to ride with a lot more feel and be, more aware of what the bike's doing and stuff. I quite enjoy that to a degree, but generally I prefer to ride on a warm, sunny day. It's much nicer.
Yeah. I mean, when I went down to Cornwall at the weekend, it was blimming cold. Certainly on the way back, I was cold. But I think back when I was about 28 years old when I first passed my test, until about 40, I would go out in the rain and all sorts. Whereas now, I can't be bothered. I cannot be bothered with it. I'd just rather get in the car and go.
Yeah, definitely. If the weather's crap, that's what we have cars for. At our time of life, like I say, when I was younger, I didn't have the option. I had to ride in all weathers, but I wouldn't do it if I didn't have to.
No.
There you go. Blake says he lives in the US and rides all year round. It does get freezing here, but I don't like to go much below 25 degrees. Yeah.
25 degrees. Wow.
Yeah, F. Yeah, so that's pretty chilly, isn't it? That's pretty chilly.
Is it?
Yeah. 25 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, that's pretty chilly.
Jim's off. Jim, thanks very much for coming along. Really appreciate it. Look after that fella set for me, won't you? What a bike that is. Wonderful.
Yeah, lovely. Gorgeous thing. Thanks, Jim. Howie, does that make us veterans? What did Howie say to provoke that comment. I can't go back. Oh yes, I can. Hang on. What did Harry say? Oh, here we go. Because Pete said he'd had loads of crashes, and Harry says 4 crashes, only 2 my fault. And Pete says, "Does that make us veterans?" Don't know. No, I think it just makes you people that crash a lot. I'm a veteran, and I don't crash all the time. Anyway, yeah.
Oh, Jim's just don't say that, Jim. I get too excited, mate. Christmas has come early.
Where's that?
Jim just says, "Oh, it's yours when I can't ride it anymore, Steve." I meet up with Jim a couple times a year. Yeah, so he's one of those people like you meet subscribers and they become friends, and he's definitely in the friend zone. Top bloke. Good chap.
This is an interesting question. So, do you
prefer the
newer one? Yeah, it's a bit of an extreme comparison. Like a Triumph rocket 2.5 litre with all the electrical screens, or something like a Meteor.
Oh God, that's a good question, because I can't answer that. I think I'd want.
I think I like both, really. I wouldn't want one without the other. If I only had the rocket, I'd be far too pampered, and I wouldn't really know what proper little simple bike is all about. But then if I only have the Meteor, I'm happy. But then I would still think, but if I could have a rocket as well.
Yes, yes.
So I don't think I don't think I can rule out either one. But obviously, if I had to choose, then it'd be the Meteor, because it's easier to afford. It's cheaper to run, and it does give you a lot of fun. For the bang for the buck, a lot of fun for the money. So, the Triumph is really only a dream bike for people that have got money to burn, which obviously is not us, because we've got to keep ourselves in eggnog and whiskey, which is an expensive habit.
Definitely. That's made me think, though, maybe that is my ideal garage, is having a Rocket 3 and then a Meteor. Maybe
I think so.
Because
you can experience both ends of the spectrum. So you got like the Meteor, which is light and maneuverable and easy to just hop on and go, and it delivers all the essence of motorcycling. What was it you said? What was it you said? What is it you said? In your video. Oh God, what did you say? It was spot on. It's the right word for it.
Zen. No, not Zen.
Saddlebags praised you for it, and he was right, because that summed it up. I can't remember what it was, but anyway, it gives you the essence of motorcycling and why people enjoy motorcycling. You get that from the Meteor, but then the Rocket is just like excess. It's just like
wonderful.
So much of everything.
Yeah. God, it's
a bike. So you've got one which is kind of like the stripped back essence of what makes motorbikes fun. And then at the other end, you've got like the total excess.
The powerhouse.
Like the biggest.
It's the powerhouse, man. I didn't give a monkeys about the Rocket until I rode it. Yeah, I didn't give a monkeys about that bike. I rode it and I just thought, oh my God, that's just freaking brilliant.
Yeah, I think
I always about good to just say as well, when I met Cornish Motorcycle Diaries at Bridge Motorbikes, which is our local Honda shop, and we were sat down, and I creeped up on him and said hello, and he said, "Oh, what you're on today then, or like the BMW light?" And I said, "Oh no, that one over there," and I had the Rocket, and he looked at me and went, "You wanker!"
Yeah.
Always remember that.
Yeah, it's definitely a wanker bike. Yeah, because everyone's got one of those. It's obviously done well for themselves. But no, I think that could be a good 2-bike garage.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Right, can you just entertain the troops for a minute? I'll just go and get the bottle of whiskey.
Oh, I don't know what to say now. Yeah, okay.
Show them your jumper or something.
Well, I'll have a little dance or a little jig or something like that, maybe. There you go. There you go.
That'll distract people for long enough. They won't know I'm gone.
Yeah. Oh God, you're not going to leave it up, are you? Oh God, jeez.
Don't worry, Dave.
Somebody asked me a question. There you go.
I won't leave it up for long.
Nah, it's all right. I'm sure it's just a bug. Good old Gary, eh? hey, you enjoying the show? It's all right, isn't it? It's good fun. It's good fun. I always worry a bit because I got, I got work in the morning, so I have to be a bit careful. But Gary does a good job, doesn't he? These ERmageddons. Bubblegum Kid. Obviously, I have no experience on the road, but it's true that all BMW drivers are idiots. I want to be diplomatic there, but well, yeah. Does leather chaff? I don't know, Lily. How do you get 8 videos ahead with YouTube? Friggin' hard work, Blake. It's bloody hard work. A lot of filming. Batch. I got a video coming up about this. Oh, hello, Gary. Back again. Batch recording. If you go in and go out and do one video, see if you can smash out another video. And you got 2 weeks then. And if you're going somewhere, film 2, and on the way back, film 2, and you got a month's worth of videos. So there is knack to it, but it's hard to do. Paul, great to see you. You've missed a great show, mate. It's worth going back on. Back in the beginning of the show, I've had a few whiskeys, mate. So I don't drink whiskey. I don't even like it, but I've drunk it, and it's all right. So great to see you, Paul. Awesome. All right, Gary, how was that? That was quick.
Oh, hello, Paul. Yeah, Paul Egan. Hi, Paul. Yeah, no, it's good. Got the whiskey.
Oh, Singleton.
Yeah. You'd probably be right with this because it's not very harsh. It's quite smooth. It's quite light. It's not a heavy whiskey.
Quite smooth, like yourself, Gary.
Well, I wasn't going to say it, but if you insist, I'll let you say it, Steve. I'll let you say it.
Harry's just asking if the BMW dealership is closed now. No, mate, still there. To my knowledge, still there.
Yeah, so hang on. Let me. Oh,
not again. Bubblegum Simulator Kid has come out with all these good questions. What's the motorcycling experience that sticks out to you? Saddlebags, ride outs. That's what sticks out for me.
Yeah, I think that would probably be the case. I've never experienced one, but yeah, judging by all accounts and the videos that I've watched.
Yeah.
Something about them, they're great. Yeah, for me, I don't know.
ERmageddon, I expect.
Well, yeah, I suppose that's probably part of it. Actually, was like probably motorcycling got me to do YouTube, which I would never have dreamt that I would do. And obviously through that, I've met all these great people, made lots of friends, and
yes, yeah, absolutely.
Some of them were even mad enough they came to Spain to meet me. So, yeah, I would say probably motorcycling bringing me to YouTube was the most seismic motorcycling experience, because it's not something that I would have ever dreamt of doing otherwise. And it was just the fact that I bought the Meteor, and that's the funny thing about it. I bought the Meteor thinking that it was going to be the last new bike I ever buy. And, I wanted to kind of document my experience with it for when I'm like too old to ride and that. And I thought, oh, well, I could just do videos of the whole purchasing, owning experience with this bike, put it all on YouTube, and then it's there, and then I can watch it later on. So it was kind of designed to be an archive of my buying and owning the last new bike that I ever bought in my lifetime. And then subsequently, of course, I've now bought 3 bikes.
Yeah,
I bought the Classic after that, and then I bought the Himalayan, and now I just bought the Guerrilla. So the original idea was it was going to be my last ever bike, but because of the YouTube and the way everything kind of evolved, I've ended up buying 3 more since then. So it was definitely an important event, getting the Meteor and starting the channel.
Yeah. Cheers, but I need to get another drink, really.
What made you, just before you go, what made you start with the YouTube nonsense then? I don't think you've ever told me that.
Oh no, this is a subject. Where do I start with this? Now, funny enough, I've got an interview tomorrow with another channel, which I'll be putting on my channel, and I'll go into this. So let me go back. So I started in about 2014. Yeah, good old Ken. Yeah, I'd always trust him.
Ken's just there to give you stick. I said to him, Ken, we need you there. You're the only one that keeps Steve in check.
He cracks me up, some of the things he says.
He does. Yeah, I still remember the window licking one. Go on, carry on.
Oh, the window licking one, and there's another one at the weekend which I can't say, but yeah, there's a few others. Just he's a one-liner genius. He don't even know it. How did I get into it? Right, Gary. So my brother is a filmographer, and he has been for years. He's kind of chucked it in now. He's doing other things now. Obviously, I've got a business, and I started a business. I invented a product which went onto Amazon, and it done quite well. But I was absolutely exhausted by the time that I had finished inventing it, putting it into production, and all the other things that you have to do to create a product. I never patented it. I should have done, and it's not too late to. I was so worn out by the end of it for many different reasons that I just kind of shelved it. I sold my stock that I had within sort of 4 or 5 months, and then I had enough by then. In that time, one skill which I needed, which I didn't have, was to do filming and market it via YouTube and Instagram and all that. So, but in between time, actually it was before my dad died in 2016, and I always feel that when something happens like that, it kicks you into a different mode, and I think a lot of it was to take my mind off of that, and so I kept myself busy building that product and selling it and etc. In the end, I ran out of steam. I was absolutely exhausted trying to launch this product, even though it done quite well. I've only shelved it at the moment. I might start it up again one day, but frankly, I haven't got time because I'm doing this. And so out of that, which was hard work and a grind, started this, which is something I really enjoyed. So that's how I got into it. It was via another business which I started, which I don't want to say it failed. I've shelved it. And I always look back on that business thinking, well, maybe that could have done great. But it was very, very difficult to launch a product and to sell it, and even more so now because the price of everything has gone up, and very, very difficult. So did that answer the question?
Yeah, I think so. I'll have to go back. I'm going to do this too. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back and watch your very first ever video at some point. I definitely need to do that. Go back to your very first video.
I think it's just me in 2018 on my Honda CB300R, just driving through Barnstable.
It's always interesting, because that way you'll get to see the evolution from like those tentative first videos where you weren't sure that anyone was going to turn up, and over time, you get more and more professional, and you're more and more bothered about, how many people are watching or whatever. But when you first start out, you just think, I'm just putting it out there, and I don't care if nobody watches.
Well, but then
when you spend but then when you start getting a bit more professional and you start spending 20 hours on the video, and then it gets like 15 views, that gets slightly depressing. But when you're beginning and it's just like bish bash bosh, cheap and cheerful, you don't care.
No. I mean, but if you look at some of my really early stuff, I've got stuff going back to 2014 when I took out when the CB1000R first come out, and I've got a video of that, but it's in 360p with my video phone, which was absolutely abysmal. It's in 360p, and it's just me 10-15 seconds saying, oh, I really like this bike, and that's it. And I've got another one with a CRF 250. What else did I try? The 300R. I got a few from around 2014. But the thing is that YouTube really has only become a feasible mainstream platform since about 2018, when you started getting 1080p quality or 4K quality. Because
Yeah.
so when you look at it like that, we're still in the very early days of what's going to be in the future.
Yeah. 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 Oh, so it looks like James Ainsworth Rider. He's looking for a quote. Here we go.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Where's he live? He's up country, and he's here.
It says based in Ainsworth. Yeah, he's up sort of Manchester way.
Oh, is he? Oh, great. Probably around. Well, I don't know what it is, but probably about 25 grand, I would say, if he's up there. Yeah.
Traveling.
I don't go out of Exeter, James. I don't go out of Exeter. Well, maybe Exmouth every now and then.
So, yeah, Flat Cap Race has been here for a while. I was just waiting for you to tell your story. So he's
Hello, Jerry.
Popped in. Hiya, Jerry. Nice one. Oh, here we go. I got a quick answer for this one. No. Because
yes,
I've always had a job. I've always had a job where I couldn't have that much time off, or a job and a dog. So no, I can't go away really for any length of time. What about you? What was your biggest
Yes,
trip?
I have. Yeah, I went down to Cornwall one time.
Oh, that's true. You had to get your injections up to date, didn't you? Your vaccinations and everything, and you had to go through the border crossing.
Saddlebags right out. Yeah, 2021.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. No, but you haven't. Have you done like a multi-day trip?
I want to, but I can't. Well, I can, but it just I'm so busy all the other times. How can I be as busy as what I am? And you know what it's like, with the reviews and that, and then suddenly say, "Oh, I'm going to bugger off for 3 days as well."
Yeah. No, some of us can't. Some of us can't. I mean, if I was retired, I could, but I'm not. And the job that I've got, I'm kind of more or less on permanent standby in case they have a problem. So I can't be on a bike all day, and they're trying to ring me and they can't get hold of me, or I'm not reading my emails. So I just can't do it. Even if I could get someone to look after Ruby, I think for as long as I'm working, I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even go on holiday, for that reason, because if I went on holiday, it wouldn't be much of a holiday because I'd be looking at my phone all the time, making sure they don't need me for something. So,
I know what you mean. Yeah. We've all got ties, haven't we?
Yeah.
Harry,
I think we both
love
to. We both love to. We both like to do it, but we can't.
Oh, hell yes! I'd be in my element. Yes, Harry, I was seen in Somerset once, and I got chucked out because I know that cider was actually made in Devon, first of all, before Somerset. You may not know that, but I don't want to fall out with you. But yeah.
Are you sure about that? Maybe they just moved.
Well, that's what Google said. Yeah, that's what Google said.
Okay. Because they're constantly moving borders about anyway. So what's Devon now might have been Somerset before, or vice versa.
No, it's just Devon is trying to get away from Somerset and Cornwall, so it's trying to spread out this way and get away from it. So that's all it is.
Yeah, definitely. When bubblegum can go touring, there's plenty of places in Europe to go and explore, and I've not even explored everything here, and then there's all these other European countries surrounding me. So you'd never run out of places to
I'll tell you what, with all the crap that's going on in the world at the moment, isn't it wonderful how much we've got to explore? And I just hope motorcycling keeps going, because what are the kids going to have, when they're our age, if they're on their electric or whatever they're trying to kill off at the time? I just hope that they've got their little vent that we've got, motorcycling and all those places. We all want to go, but just don't get the time.
Yeah. My last 7 bikes have been my last bikes. Yeah. Exactly.
Good man, Jerry. You keep it up. Yeah. Jerry is a legend.
Yeah. People talking about bikes, they're like, I'll tell you what I did like. I can't afford it though. Have you just seen that new what is it? Is it the R9S or something, the sort of cafe racer BMW, the 900 Boxer, with that kind of orange fade paintwork like the old 900, and it's got like a bikini fairing on it, and it's a smart looking thing. It's nice. It's like a cafe racer BMW, but really well done. But I think it costs like 20 odd grand. It's like a version of the bike that they already do, but then it's got like additional spec. It's like tied up.
Blake's just saying R12. You're not on about the R12,
No.
are you? That's different. No.
No, let me just
It's
have a
quite a
quick
small
look.
bike, that Blake, isn't it? The R12. It's quite tiny, but I like it. It's good.
BMW.
No, I'm not.
I'll just have a quick look. Just speak amongst yourselves. What was it? The
Oh, that's interesting. Gary, what's your thought on that? Glenn's saying that you can't recommend Germany for motorcycling, too many blocks, routes, and restrictions. Did you find that?
well, where I used to live, it
I'm
was
gonna get
in
a drink,
Nordrhein.
mate. I need a drink.
Yeah,
Carry
all
on.
right then. Where I used to live, it was Nordrhein-Westfalen, which is like adjacent to Holland and Belgium. So it was extremely flat. So it was extremely boring to ride. Coupled with the fact that it always rained, it was very rarely dry. So the only place that was really any fun to ride was about an hour's ride away. Then you got into the Eifel Mountains. So I used to ride in the Eifel a lot, but it took me an hour there and an hour back, so I didn't stay there too long. But I found that all right, but that was like 2005. I don't know. It's probably got a lot worse since then. What they did used to have a lot of was speed traps in the Eifel. They used to have a lot of speed traps, so I tended to stick to the speed limit. But yeah, up in that neck of the woods in 2006, I didn't really have any major problems. But where you are these days, maybe things have got a lot worse. Don't know. What it is? It's basically it's an R90S, a modern version.
Oh, right.
But I don't know if the new one's called that. I'm not finding it on Google currently. I'm only finding the old ones. But yeah,
I quite like the R9, but I've tried a few of the R9s, the GS Urban and the other one. It just seems a lot of money for what they do. They don't do a lot for the money, if that makes sense. When you can buy,
yeah, here it is. It's the BMW R90S.
All right.
It's a very sexy looking thing.
Oh, Blake's saying the R12S BMW.
Yeah, there is an R12, and now they're doing an R9. R9S, I believe, is it's a smaller version, and I'm trying to find it. But yeah,
I've got Blake's one now. R12. Yeah, it's kind of. I don't know. I don't know if it's my bag, Blake. That really. I'll take a W800 over that for sure. Easy. No, I don't know. I don't know about that.
But anyway, yeah, it looked quite smart. But it was basically the base version, but then with all of the options selected, and then like the retro paint job.
Yeah,
and it ended up costing about 25 grand. So yeah, no, maybe not. Maybe don't get one of those. Yeah. So let me just check on a chat. Blah 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 blah. Well, hang on. What's this? You have to wear Gary's leather gear. This is all getting a bit naughty in the chat. What's going on? Done, but you have to wear Gary's leather gear, especially. Oh, this is your quote. Your quote has been accepted. You can do the kitchen ceiling, but you have to wear the gear.
That's a neat bike. Oh,
yeah.
I'll wear the gear for free, mate. Don't worry. Yeah.
Do you guys show? No. Steve will between the UK and France now since Brexit, but no, once you're on the European mainland, the borders are usually not even occupied. You're just on the motorway, and you'll see the buildings where the border used to be, and you just go straight through. So from Belgium into Germany, into Spain, you just go straight through. You don't have to show any paperwork.
Blimey, now this bubblegum simulator kid, he's good with the questions. If you had to tour the whole world on one singular bike, what bike would you use and why?
Hang on, my chat's got stuck again. Okay.
What bike would I choose and why? One single. What will you guys do in the side chat as well? What bike would you have? That's I guess it depends whether you're going to be using it going off road and stuff like that. I mean, to be honest, that's part of the reason I got my NC. If everything went tits up and I was to go on a big tour, then I'd take my NC because I got the storage. It's light enough. It's great on the motorway. It'll munch the miles quite well. Yeah, like Howie says, I'd use the one in my garage. Yeah, I get you, mate. Yeah, any bike would do it. I'd like to do it on a Meteor, and it'd be a cheap way of doing it, but storage is difficult.
Yeah,
Got me thinking now.
Yeah, I think I'd be quite happy to do it on a Meteor, because anything more complex than that, 99% of things that might go wrong with it, I probably couldn't fix. Whereas with the Meteor, if I spent like, a few months taking it apart and putting it together again, I probably feel confident that I could keep it going to get to where I need to go. Whereas when you start getting into the bigger bikes, it's a lot more difficult to repair anything yourself. So
yeah. I must admit, it does appeal to me.
The Meteor is reliable. Yeah. The Meteor is reliable enough. But when something went wrong with it, you haven't got that many parts that can be to blame. So you can pretty quickly narrow it down to figure out what's wrong with it. Whereas if you get a more complicated bike and it just cuts out, well, good luck finding out what happened there then.
I won't lie to you. I've many times I thought of doing a big trip on the Meteor like that around the world. Not around the world, but Europe maybe. Yeah, because it's still fast enough. Yeah, I think it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I mean, you wouldn't plan your route if you had enough time. You wouldn't plan your route to be taking the motorway, so you'd be on the side roads, and that bike's perfectly happy on the side roads. The only reason you take a motorway is if you had like a week to do a massive trip, then but then I wouldn't take the Meteor, and I'd take a faster bike. If I know that I need to ride the motorway the whole time, I wouldn't take the Meteor. But if
that's kind of why I say that to do the NC 750 for me, because sorry, mate, I don't mean to stuff it. Yeah, because the NC will get me to Dover, and when I've quickly, because that's a long way from where I am. 5 hours, 6 hours, and then after that I would like to have the Meteor, but I'm already on the NC, aren't I? So I think the NC might win. Yeah.
There's a little conversation going on between Lily and Blake, because Blake was asking if you need to show your paperwork when you go from one European border to the next, and you don't. And then Lily said no, but you do need shots to go to Cornwall. And
yes,
Blake said,
true.
And then Blake says, I can do shots. And then Lily says, oh, you'll fit right in. There you go. Yeah, good. Yeah, apparently, yeah, there we go. See, because Blake's coming in 2026. There you go. That's a plan.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'd love that. That'd be great. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, of course. Yeah, Ken Brooks, around the world, of course. Which other bike would he take? Got to be the GS, hasn't it? No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Glenn is in Hessen, yeah. So you're sort of Frankfurt, that neck of the woods. Maybe Bavaria is less restrictive, but when I watch your videos on Spain, I'm agreeing with Envy. Yeah, certainly. Here in rural Spain, you won't even see a car, let alone a copper. And and on top of that, the roads tend to be well maintained as well. So yeah, it is a lot of fun. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Mike agrees with us. He'd take the Meteor. There you go.
Yeah, you see, my heart is saying the Meteor, but my brain is saying the NC. Yeah, so
Oh well, yeah, I get that because you've got it, and but all I would say is if I was going to do that big trip, then that would probably be because I was retired or because I only had 6 months to live. So I wouldn't be
mm,
on I wouldn't be on a schedule. I wouldn't be like saying I got to do this trip, in 2 weeks like most people do. Most people get 2 weeks off and then they go touring.
oh, I get, yeah.
So of
Time
course then
restrictions, yeah.
so then you do sometimes jump on the motorway because otherwise you're not going to make it. But if you were on a trip where you really had no time restriction, you'd have
Mm,
no need to get on the motorway. You could do the whole thing. It could take you 6 months. It could take you 8 months. It wouldn't matter a
mm.
jot. You could just take the
And
non-motorway route all the way, and a Meteor would be absolutely fine. You wouldn't need anything more
yeah,
than that.
yeah, and it's comfortable, isn't it? At the end of the day,
Yeah,
I I,
yeah.
I mean, I done whatever it was on at the weekend, 10 hours on. No, it wasn't 10 hours, was it? But it's a long time on the Meteor. But I mean, even with the NC, as nice as it is on the motorway, I still get some high frequency vibes on my fingers. You get off, and you feel a bit tingly, when
Mm.
you squish your. But on the Meteor, nothing. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah, it's
I
weird
mean, I
that,
was
isn't
doing
it?
60 on the way down there, but
Yeah, it's weird that, but it's the case that getting the vibes out of a twin is
mm,
quite challenging. Twins do
mm.
tend to vibrate a fair bit. Yeah.
Yeah, even when you
Uh,
don't notice it at the time, that's the thing with the NC is that you think
uh,
no, it's not vibrating at all. You get off, you think, but I'm talking like after an hour and a half of riding, like
mm, mm.
you go like that, just feel it.
Yeah. So James has got the CL 500, and it would be that. When are we going? Well,
I
you
see.
got to
I didn't
let
know he
you
had
got.
that.
Yeah, he's just recently chopped
Great, I
in
love
the
that bike.
he's chopped in the classic and the Himalayan for the CL 500.
I've got a video coming up on that. I had that on long term from Honda. Love that
Mm,
frigging bike. Great for
yeah,
the lanes as well.
yeah. Yeah, no, you can't go wrong with one of those. But yeah, the thing is, James, it's not yet because Steve's booked in to do your kitchen ceiling and
Mm,
lighting in his leather gear. So once that's done, you can make a date with Steve for the big trip.
yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, but you need to get that done first, otherwise Mrs. Ainsworth is going to make your life a misery. You have to get that kitchen sorted,
Yeah.
James.
She'll
Do
be
it.
really happy when I turn up in my leather gear anyway. So
Well, she's easily pleased. I mean, she likes going to motorcycle dealerships with James and just, while James looks at bikes.
yeah.
If she's got a birthday or an anniversary coming up, James likes to treat her by taking her to a motorcycle dealership. I mean, he
Oh, okay.
spoils her. He spoils her,
What a
really.
guy. What a
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. I mean, she hit the jackpot with that guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Seemed like 10
Yeah.
years waiting for you.
Bubblegum Simulator Kid. Do you guys think that when you do one, you try? Oh, here we go. Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah. I mean, kids, I don't have, and anything else, I don't have. But yeah, but if I was retired, and I was retired and in a position to, yeah, then definitely, because that's what I've wanted to do all my life. But just life gets in the way. So yeah, definitely,
Mm.
I would. But I fear that when I'm retired, I won't be able to afford to. So even then, there'll be a problem. Because
I
I'll have to
think
be able to
I'm
pay
just
for it.
going to do, I'm nearly said a naughty word then. I think I'm just going to bugger off one day. I think I'm just going to say, oh, I'm just off out to me missus one day. And I just think, I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to bugger off for a week. I'll just
Yeah,
phone up
because
at the end of the day and just say, oh, oh, I've got a puncture. Oh, dear.
yeah, it's just
Whatever.
you're gonna nip out for a packet of fags and never come back.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't mind a fag at the moment, actually. Maybe that's
Oh
what this
God.
stuff has done to me, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind a bit of. Where's Blake when you need him?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Steve around Europe on a Meteor would be great viewing.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'd
well,
love that.
he's gonna ride down and visit me, aren't you? One day you're gonna come down and visit me. I'd
Yeah, sometimes think of
I'd
that.
come
Yeah.
I'd come and visit you, but with Ruby I can't really. And besides, probably the weather's going to be horrible, and I'd need to buy some wet weather riding gear, which I tend not to have since I moved here. I don't bother with it.
Can't you get a little basket for Ruby? Put her in the back. It was just too risky, is it? Doesn't feel right.
I think you underestimate the size of Ruby. You know, she's
Probably.
about
Yeah.
17, 18 kilos. I mean, if she started moving about in a box, the bike would be all over the road.
Yeah.
You and stuff, especially if it was up as like a top box, all the way up high, and she started fidgeting. It'd be like, what's going on? No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, Lily's going, Gary. Thank you,
all right,
Lily. Thanks for
Lily.
staying
Thank you,
with us.
Lily. Yeah, very good. Thanks, Lily. Thanks for chatting to everybody. It was all good. Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's good fun. Always nice to have
A
Lily.
sidecar would be ideal, but they're so expensive.
Yes.
And they're very hard to get a hold of. Again, in Spain, in the UK, there's more secondhand sidecar outfits, but over here they're very hard to get hold of. But if I could get a sidecar outfit, I absolutely would, because although it's not motorcycling as we know it, Ruby just loves motorbikes. She gets so excited when I go up the garage.
Yeah.
She
It takes
she'd love to
something,
come
but
with
gives you
me.
something different. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Mike says he would take his classic. So Pete says he takes his classic. So Mike would take his Meteor. Pete would take his classic. See, that's what I'm saying. 350. That's all you need to go on a big adventure. That's all you need.
Yeah. I feel like buggering off now. I feel like getting up in the morning, just going, but then I get the bills in and I think, no, I better stay and go to work, actually. But then again, I'm doing quite well on Ainsworth Rider's job.
Yeah.
25 grand for doing the ceiling and lights.
Yeah, you could probably afford a couple of weeks off. If you
I reckon
you
so.
could afford a couple of weeks for a trip down to tobacconists. Oh, here we go. Blake will attempt to let everyone know 4 months or so in advance. I hope it will be about 2 weeks on each one of your couches that I can crash on, and then an Uber back to you. It sounds like he's doing the student gap year experience.
Yeah.
Nice one. Yeah.
Oh, Howie's off, is he? All right, I'm off to bed. No work. Yeah, great, Howie. Great to speak to you, mate. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming in.
Howie. I haven't caught up with the chat yet, but I'm getting there. Thank you, Howie.
That's all right, mate.
Always
No,
a
I'm just
pleasure.
pointing out. That's okay.
Yeah. Right, where are I? Meteor would be a good choice. There was a girl who rode around the world on a Vespa. Yeah, exactly. It just depends. It just depends how much time you've got. If you've got enough time, you don't have to go tearing about, and a little bike is more than enough. But most of us, you know, we plan a trip and we go, well, I've got 3 weeks to get there and then get back again. So, of course, you know, that you're under a bit of pressure, and sometimes you're going to have to cane it a bit. But if you really were doing a once in a lifetime, you know, trip, and you didn't have to get back, and it didn't matter whether it was 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, you were just going to play it by ear and see where you ended up. And, you know, then any little bike will do that. It's just when you're on a schedule, you start thinking you need something quicker, you need something that's going to get more miles done in a day so that you can do this big trip in the allotted time, you know.
But then again, I mean, the Meteor will do 70. I mean, it will do 65 cruising. The limit is 70 anyway. So, you know, is it much quicker? Not really. You're probably more comfortable on a Meteor, aren't you? Than a bigger bike.
Yeah. But well, this is what I say. I mean, people always say can't take the Meteor on a motorway, but you can.
I've never had a problem with that.
It will do the speed limit. So unless you want to risk getting a speeding ticket, you don't need anything faster. The only thing I would say is if you've got a headwind or you're going uphill, it won't maintain the speed limit. So you might I'd say you need a little bit more, but that little bit more is like what the Himalayan 411 has got. The Himalayan will probably hold 70 up a hill, which the 350 one. So you know, people that say that you can't go touring on the 411, that's why we need the 450. Don't agree with that at all. The 411 for me would be fine for touring because it will hold 70 uphill against the headwind. And normally on the motorway, I'd prefer to be doing 60 anyway, because you're using a lot less fuel, so you don't have to
I know what you
stop
mean.
as often, and the
Yeah.
engine just feels happier. So I mean, if I do 60 uphill and down dale, that's fine. That's all I need.
Mm.
I think Steve riding around Europe on any bike would be entertaining. Of course, because it's Steve. Of course. You know, I mean, especially if he wore his protective leather
And
gear,
that.
you know, then it would be even more entertaining. Probably would appeal
Yeah.
to a larger audience as well.
Definitely. A new audience, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Lots of people have been touring on Vespers. So true. Yeah. Lily went off to bed. Okay. Yeah. So, God, I'm miles behind.
I actually feel all right after that whiskey, you know. It's not bad. It's been 2.5 hours and it doesn't feel like it, does it? It's been good chat, this.
Yeah, it's been great. And you know, this is what I'm saying. You need to get with the program. Whiskey is your friend.
Maybe I'm turning. Not turning like that, but
yeah. Howie's off to bed. Right, I'm catching up. We're nearly there now. Nearly there.
I think he started dropping now. I think we're
Revenge of the Eggnog is in full force. I feel fine now, actually. It was only initially that my stomach started getting upset, but now it's been fine. And yeah, the whiskey's going down nicely. It's all good.
Yeah, it's been proper. It really feels like, even with the people in the side chat, feels like you're down the pub, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, having a chat and that. It's great.
Which is good because, like, you know, because I can't be asked going to the pub, so it's just like
Yeah,
my
I'm
own
the
little
same.
pub.
Too expensive.
It's my own little pub. It's awesome. Yeah, right. We got another one. If you guys did a tour, see, this is great. Thank you, Bubblegum Simulator Kid, for giving us lots of themes to discuss. That's very good.
It's made me think. I don't know what I'm. To be honest, I'm happy anywhere. I'll be happy in the UK, let alone Africa, though. Yeah.
No, I think I'd rather go to America personally.
Yeah, I guess so.
If I could do a big trip, yeah, I think I'd do America definitely, because Africa can be a little bit tough, you know, in terms of you know, the roads and the terrain and the living conditions and yeah. So I think I'd not. You know, it's like I would say I'm a hotel person and not a tent person, right? So I think it would be more appealing to me to tour the States and stay in motels every night than to head off to Africa with a tent on my bike and either stay in somebody's living room or goat shed or pitch a tent. That all sounds a little bit too hardcore for me. I'm just a bit too
something
soft
about
for that.
America, isn't there? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, it would be because the infrastructure is so vast. There's everywhere you go, you know, you're bound to find a motel for the night, and then next to the motel there'll be somewhere to get something to eat. You know, so you don't really have to plan it. You can kind of just play it by ear, and you know, when you've had enough, just go to the next town and find somewhere to stop and get something to eat. So I just think it would be really stress free because you wouldn't be stressing about hitting targets every day. You know, if you're in somewhere like Africa, you probably would have a target. You want to get there because you know you've got a hotel there and facilities there that you need. In the States, you can
things that will eat you.
Fine. Yeah. So I think it would just be easier and it'd be less stressful because it would be easier. I wouldn't be panicking about what I was going to do tonight.
I don't know why this has come into my mind. Did you ever see the film, not the long way round, the long way home, or something like that? A true story about a bloke who his brother was dying. He hadn't seen him for years, and he went across America on a little lawnmower tractor to go and see him.
I did see that.
Brilliant film. Yeah, I love those sort of films.
Yeah.
Can't remember what it's
Yeah.
called now. I'd like to watch it again now.
Yeah. I think if I did the America thing, though, I'd probably hire a bike, because it's a lot easier to hire a bike over there than probably to transport your own bike and all of that, and then transport it back. So I think ideally I'd go over there with a suitcase full of money and just hire a bike and then just go. And I wouldn't necessarily have a route. I'd have a general idea, and then whenever I had enough, I just pull into a motel and chill out, and then the next day carry on. So that would be lovely. That would be that would feel like a holiday to me. I think if you didn't have a tight schedule and you could just play it by ear, I think that would be like a proper holiday. That would be really good.
Yeah. I don't know if you know Dave from Really Good TV. It's a channel on YouTube, but he's just done Route 66 on a Harley. And he said the one thing that he did learn about that trip was that he'd never want a Harley. He just didn't get on with it. He had the big, the one with the big fairing on the front. Can't remember what it's called now. But I wouldn't want to do it on a Harley. I'd like to do it on a something. Oh, Meteor. Yeah, do it on a Meteor.
Yeah.
You know, just
it's probably like a Road King or an Electric Glide.
That's the one. I think it was it might have been I think it was a Road King. Yeah, but it might have been an Electric Glide. Yeah. Yeah,
because that's the thing in the States, isn't it? All of the Harley dealers also do bike hire, I think, so
yes, that's right. Yeah. It's a good series that he's done. He's a professional cameraman. He used to work for BBC. I think he's a freelance cameraman. But have a look at that. Really good TV. It's good channel. Nice.
There you go, look. There you go, look. See, he might be young, but he's got excellent taste.
Yeah.
That's probably how he stumbled across us, to be fair. Definitely. You're not going to get any arguments from us on that front. No. Meteor is just a cracking bike. It really is.
I've never seen anyone so happy when I got a Meteor than you, Gary. As soon as I told you, it was like, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, people here may not know this, but I mean, you actually WhatsApped me, didn't you, when you had that long-term bike from Royal Enfield that summer? You all of a sudden, out of the blue, I didn't know you had it or anything, and just out of the blue, you said, "Gary, now I understand what you mean."
Yes, I just love this that's bike. Right.
And I just thought, that's so good, because you'd had it before and you'd not rated it that much,
it didn't grab me. It didn't grab me.
And then obviously you've ridden all sorts of great bikes on your channel, and then for you to suddenly say, "Oh, now I understand, I love it," and I just thought, "Oh, that's brilliant. I'm not deluding myself. It is actually a special bike."
I've done the same to saddlebags. The actual story is that I was expecting Enfield to deliver a 650 Meteor to me. Right, so I get home from work and I look in the drive and I got this 350. I'm straight on the phone to saddlebags. I won't say the actual language, but I said, "Oh, for God's sake, they delivered me a 350 instead of a blooming 650. And I've already ridden this bike and I don't want to do it again," sort of thing. And then like an hour later, I've getting to him again. I said, "Actually, I quite like this." And he said to me, "Yeah, they get under your skin. You will like it." It's good old Meteor.
Oh, look, see, Andy's getting a bit cheeky now.
He's always cheeky.
So good man, bubblegum simulator kid, good man. Definitely. If that's your aspiration to at the end get Meteor 350, I don't think you can go far wrong. You might outgrow it at some point. You might want more of an adrenaline rush, and if you do, that's fair enough. I think for us, certainly speaking for myself, I've kind of been there and done that. I've had the sports bikes and the fast bikes, and I reached an age where I really wanted to slow down, which is when I bought the Bullet, and that really slowed me down because that never used to move. It was always broken. So that was good. But certainly you've got excellent taste. If you're thinking that 350 would suit you, It is. It's probably all the bike anybody ever needs, really. But yeah, you might get curious. You might think, oh, all these people riding sports bikes. That does sound like it might be fun. So maybe
Yeah.
you might have a dalliance with a faster bike at some point. But I think we can agree that when you reach a certain age, you do kind of realize what's important. And I think the Meteor definitely delivers everything that's important about motorcycling. All the rest of it is just superfluous, really. That extra power, all of those gizmos, is all pretty superfluous, really. It's not really what a motorcycle is about. The Meteor is a pure motorcycle, and it's enough motorcycle for just about anything. So you might go away from it and come back to something similar.
Yeah. I totally echo that, what you said there. Yeah, you got to try all that you can, really, and if you buy a Meteor and you like it, and in fact, I do know of another YouTube channel that had a Meteor, got rid of it, and then went on to other bikes, and then actually thinks, well, I actually want another one. The Meteor could be one of those bikes that always got away. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I've had a couple of people on my channel that have got something else, and then really didn't get on with it, and then they've gone out and bought another Meteor. Like they sold their Meteor after a year, maybe took a bit of a bath on it, bought a Honda or something, and then had that for a while, and then they thought, no, actually, I preferred the Meteor, and then they went back and bought another Meteor. So it's definitely a bike that you can come back to if you should ever make the mistake of selling.
It's not big money, is it? It's not big money. You're not looking at,
that's right. Do you know what I'd really hate is if I sold Buddy, because I thought, oh no, I've got other bikes that do that job, and I don't really need him, so I'll sell him.
Yeah.
And then later on, I want a Meteor, and they stop making them, and all that's left are like clapped out second-hand ones. That'd be terrible, wouldn't it? So what I'm thinking is, I don't care. I don't care now. I cannot sell Buddy because I've had him from new, so I know he's been well treated, and he'll continue to be well treated. And even if I'm not using him at the moment, he's there. I know what you mean. For when I need him, he's going to be there. And at that point in time, I may not be able to buy a new one, and the second-hand ones might be all clapped out or about to die on us, and the spares are no longer.
Pete is going, by the way, Gary.
So yeah, I think it's definitely a bike that I can't sell.
I know what you mean, mate. I'm with you all the way on that. Yeah. Nice to have you, Peter. Thanks for coming along.
Thanks, Pete. Good man. I
suppose we better start wrapping now, but I better shoot off in a minute. I've got work in the morning, but I don't want to go. But
that's right. Yeah, it's good. Anyway, we're still doing good. We've still got 18. We're doing well.
That's great.
We're hanging on in there. Yeah, people are hanging on in there. Thank you very much, everyone. Hopefully you've been entertained. So, I mean, the great thing with these shows is it's like we just do whatever we do. But, I mean, they all enjoy chatting to one another because, we've got such nice
It's been brilliant. They're part of the show, aren't they? I mean, all this stuff they've been coming out with. I think we've engaged them. I think it's important as well, which is, brought them into the chat as well because they've been good questions, good banter.
Oh, just another little final one from the Bubblegum Simulator kid because he's been so active. Do we know anything about 750 Transalp? Yeah, it's one of my dream bikes, I guess, probably. 17, my plan is to get a 125 CBR. So he's looking at the Honda CBR for his 125, apparently. Then a Meteor, and then a Transalp. So he's looking at an upgrade path, basically, from a 125 350 to a big adventure bike. So, yeah, that sounds good, doesn't it?
Transalp's an amazing bike. Again, brilliant bike.
Yeah, I'd love one, but I have a problem with a 10 grand bike sat in the garage.
I get you. I understand that. Yeah.
I'd rather have
if I got rid of mine. Yeah.
If you're not using it that hard, if you're not really getting value out of it, a 10 grand bike that you only use now and then, I don't know. I couldn't deal with it.
I fully understand that.
I'm going to have a £5,000 bike now in Korea, which I may not use a lot, but I can kind of live with that. But 10 grand, that's a lot of money to have sat around.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Yeah. I just, yeah.
But he's very sensible. Look at that upgrade path. That's a great upgrade path, isn't it? Honda 125
Yeah,
CBR,
I think so. Yeah.
Meteor 350. So you might find when you get the Meteor 350 that you kind of get into sort of the cruiser vibe, you know.
Oh.
Because it's a bit different from a Honda CBR 125. You get the Meteor, you might think, actually, I don't really want an ADV bike. I quite like cruisers. So, you know, you might end up in the cruiser scene. You know, not your cruising scene. That's a whole different scene. We don't want to
That's
go there.
different. Yeah, yeah. It's utterly different. Yeah, exactly. Very expensive.
But
yeah.
But you know, I think what you'll do is you'll get a Transalp, and then after a while, we go, it's a bit big, a bit heavy, a bit tall, whatever. And I don't know how tall you are. Maybe you're a hugely tall person, but you might well end up going back to a Meteor once you decide, actually, I don't use the Transalp. It's extra performance capability. I don't really ever use it. So, you know, Meteor 350, you might end up coming back to it. But it's a nice, you're very sensible. Yeah, I mean, not only have you got excellent taste, I mean, those are all three really good bikes for what they do, all three. So excellent taste, well done. And it's a nice little upgrade path. I like that. Yeah, sounds good. Give it a go. But I wouldn't be at all surprised if you thought the Meteor 350 was actually enough and you decided, oh, I'll give the Transalp on this and save myself a load of money.
Or have a Transalp and a Meteor. That's a good choice.
Yeah.
But you have to use it, don't you?
James is good. James
you
is
still
always,
have an hour to go.
James is always the last of the Mohicans. We're up to 20 now. We're getting more viewers. How's that happen?
Getting more? Oh shit! Oh,
hang on.
They are starting to drop, though, aren't they? But
yeah. But yeah, Glenn says it's 10 grand and short legs, no go. Yeah, you know, treating yourself to a £5,000 bike that you don't need is fine. But if I treated myself to a 10 grand bike that I didn't need, that would just seem so decadent. I just couldn't live with myself. If I needed it for work, you know, if I didn't have a car and I wanted a nice bike for commuting and a bike that I could enjoy on a weekend and that I could do summer holidays on, Transalp would make a lot of sense, and I wouldn't have a problem spending 10 grand on one. But if I had one now, it would barely get used, and what it got used for, I can do with the Meteor. And so why do it? You know, as much as I'd like one.
I think I should say my story as well. I got my NC 750 in 2019, I think it was. That was £6,000 at the time, and that was good price because they were going for sort of 7 and upwards at the time. Only had 1,000 miles on it. That was my one and only bike at the time. And then I rode the BMW Boxers and thought, I really want a Boxer engine. Forget the bike, I just wanted the engine. And I spent 1,700 quid on a BMW, which gives me something different that the NC did. And then I got the Meteor now 350, which is great because it's a little bike which I pull out more than any of the other bikes. And that was 2000, just over 2,200 quid. So again, I haven't spent massive money on bikes, and I've got 3 bikes, decent bikes.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Glenn agrees. Yeah. It does depend. Like I say, if I didn't have a car and I needed a bike for work, the weekend, and touring holidays, 10 grand on a Transalp is a bargain. You know, you get a lot of use out of it. It would be a no-brainer. But as a toy, it's just
yeah. We just don't use them enough, do we? For that, do we?
No. Right, good. Oh, Ainsworth reckons you need a Transalp in your life. Well, the thing is, James, if you let him do your sealing for 25 grand, look, you know, you can buy 2. You can buy 2.
There might be enough profit in it to buy one, I reckon. Yeah. If I do that for 25 grand. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Okay, yeah, I think we can probably wrap up now. But thank you to everybody for your endurance.
Sorry. Ainsworth has
what's he
got it
doing?
right. You're quite right. It was 2018, James. Yeah, 2018. I got it. Yeah, I thought it was. But I said 2019.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everybody who turned up. Really great. I've had Mike said the Christmas party is a winner. We'll do it again. Ride safe. Have a great new year. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably have more videos between now and the new year. But anyway, I think I can speak for both of us when we say if we don't see one another before then, everybody have a great Christmas and
Absolutely.
a happy new year. And hopefully for you, Steve, next year will be better. And for me, well, it doesn't need to get better for me. I mean, come on, I've had a good year and I've managed to get another bike, a third bike. So I'm quite happy with how this year went. So as long as next year it doesn't go any worse, I should be quite happy.
I hope so. Yeah, it's great. I'm really pleased that you got that third bike. I know it's 3. You're quite right. 3 is quite a lot. You kind of think, well, you would sort of end up leaving one out. But yeah, I think it's great. I'm really excited for your channel next year, Gary. And again, from my side of things, I'd like to say sentiments exactly really is that thanks to everybody for coming along to Gary's channel and watching this. It's been an absolute joy having you in here, and it's gone really quickly, really well. Really enjoyed it. Thank you, Gary, as well, for putting on this show. And
you've discovered the joys of whiskey. And I haven't discovered the joys of eggnog. I won't be doing that again. But it was fine. I don't even feel inebriated. It's and my stomach's not rumbling. So I survived it well after initial concerns.
You should be fine till tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think my stomach got used to it. The Bubblegum Simulator Kid, thanks very much, mate, for your input. It's been really interesting, especially for somebody who's at the beginning of their motorcycle journey. For us old farts to give you, our opinion. But you sound very, very sensible in everything you've said. So good luck and enjoy your motorcycle journey.
Yeah.
So I think on that note,
and you, Gary, you're a superstar, man. You have a great Crimbo, yeah. Thanks to Ken as well. Catch up with you soon, Ken.
Thanks, Ken, for keeping him in check. Good job, mate. Take care. Right, thank you, everybody. Good night, and until the next time. Next time we'll be in 2025.
Ooh,
and we'll have a new challenge. Yeah, we'll all be riding around in flying cars, won't we?
Yeah,
it'd be awesome.
New challenge. Do we have to do the bloody challenge again? Jesus, we'll have to killing me, man.
It's become a custom, mate. We have to do a challenge every show, so we'll figure something out for next time.
Salty chip.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think so. Probably we'll do that because that's quick and easy. It's a lot quicker than the old eggnog one. So we'll do that.
Yeah.
All right. Take care, all. Thank you, everybody. You're all lovely.
Thank you very much.
And have a great Christmas. Have a great New Year. I've got a few videos coming out before then, but I'll say it now anyway. And take care until the next one. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Bye. Cheers, everyone.